guys. I'm Danny Johnson, CEO at TPP, The Positive Porpoise.
I'm Jason Miller from Fins Up SoCal Fan Club.
I'm Scott Howell from Atlanta Dolphin Club.
Mark Angelo, NorCal Dolphin Club.
And you're listening to Clock Blockers, Miami fans' #1 morning show.
Run it, 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 run it.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Stephen D, and we are live on this Take Tuesday, Miami Herald Tuesday. Super excited to be hanging out with y'all. I am your boy, Stephen D. You can follow me on social media at Stephen D SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. Let me tell y'all, we got a lot going on today. Got a lot to talk about. Let me go through a quick rundown real quick, people. Before I bring on today's guest, make sure you're following me and Miami Sports Music on social media. Miami Sports Music at MIA Sports Music on Twitter and at Miami Sports Music on everything else. Make sure you're hitting that like button as well as subscribing to the channel. And also make sure you're sharing everything. Let people know that we're here. We can't grow without you. So in order to grow, we need your help. So make sure you guys do that. Share, subscribe, like, all that fun stuff. If you guys also want to sign up, become a member today, would love for you to sign up to become a member. Plenty of seats at the table waiting for you. We got 3 different tiers. Find the tier that's best for you. The link is in the description below to join now and sign up, become a member today. Make sure you guys do that. Also, help the channel grow by donating. We have till Thursday. Friday, we're going to do the drawing. Any $10 increment donation. $10, $20, $30, $50, $100, okay? Every $10 is one entry fee into the raffle. We are giving away, courtesy of ZSM Sports, this autographed Javon Holland jersey. Check it out. It's awesome. Javon Holland there. If you guys are interested in getting this, it's certified, courtesy of ZSM Sports. Shout out to Zachary. Any $10 donation. If you guys donate through Cash App or PayPal, I will double your entries. So if you donate $10, you'll get 2 entries instead of just 1 if you donate through Cash App or PayPal. We ask that because there's less fees that come out of Cash App and PayPal. But if you guys donate through the $ down at the bottom of the chat through YouTube, that's fine too. All the donations help. It goes to helping the channel grow. Tail Greeter. Shout out to Tail Greeter, our sponsor of the show. A lot of awesome stuff that they're doing this off season. Make sure you download the app on your current Apple or Android device today. Hey, if you guys missed last night's show, we had a great show last night. TD Fins Talk, Dougley Do Wrong, Big E from Dolphins Talk, and Reason from Finside the NFL. Hashtag Dolphin Chat live stream last night. It was amazing. A 3-hour live stream with all the biggest names you hear from Dolphins YouTube. Make sure you check it out. Last night we talked about what it's like to have a Miami Dolphins YouTube channel and the creating of that. We talked about the Dolphins. Reason and TD got into it. It was a lot of fun, so just make sure you check it out. Okay, without further ado, let me bring on the man, the myth, the legend. I believe he is live from the owners' meetings, I believe, and we're gonna talk to him now. My man, Daniel Oyefusi. What's up, baby? How are you, man?
I'm doing well. As you can tell by the background, the bloodshot eyes, I am at the owners' meetings. So how you doing?
How are you, man? I missed you, man. It feels like it's only been a week, but it has been a week, right?
I know, yeah. I was going to say we got to get back to the weekly. We were off a couple of weeks.
I know, just that routine. It's that routine, man. First of all, I miss you. Super excited that you're here. Tell me, before we get into anything, you're at Palm Springs, right? That's where you're at?
Palm Beach, yeah.
Palm Beach.
West Palm Beach.
What is it like? What is the vibe like there right now?
Man, well, obviously, like I'm still kind of new to Miami, so I'm, adjusting to the palm trees, which is a easy adjustment. But man, you drive up here and it's almost like times 10, to be honest. Like I love Miami, but this is like beautiful. You see the water. There's just a bridge that you cross over before you before you get to the hotel where they're doing this, and you just see all the yachts, where all the rich people mess around. You see all the water. At the hotel, it's just like a castle. It's a hotel, but it looks like a castle. It's just elaborate, and there's so many intricacies in there. So it's a beautiful area for sure.
Look, man, a lot of stuff has happened over this last week, and I guess we'll kind of get into yesterday. Mike McDaniel talking to the media. What was that like? What are some of the highlights? What are some of the big points that McDaniel talked about yesterday?
Yeah, it was kind of interesting because I was talking with some beat writers afterward, and we were like, it's kind of boring, to be honest. And if you go back, McDaniel even said, in one of his interviews, he said, "Hey, I know it's boring, but it's the process, what we got to do." And I think after how long has McDaniel been on the job now? He was hired early February, so it's been going on 2 months now. And I think he's done a lot of interviews. He's definitely his personality. He's a charismatic out there guy, and I think there's definitely a deliberate attempt to kind of be more measured. Obviously he knows that the team has made some big moves. He joked that he was getting high fives and low fives from some people at the owners' meetings, but I think definitely he doesn't want to kind of toot the organization's and the team's horn too much because he knows that there's still a lot of work to be done. So he did speak a lot about that. All we kind of got was Teron Armstead is the left tackle. Tom Brady's not coming here. Tua and Teddy B know their roles, and after that he was like, "Hey, we gotta wait till next week when the offseason workout programs start. I get guys in the facility, I get guys on the field for whatever it may be, and then I get to kind of see how this team forms together, and we can really start to make football decisions." So it's definitely a measured tone for McDaniel yesterday.
Daniel, let me ask you something. At the end of the Tyreek Hill trade, and I want to get into that a little bit, but it was told to us that they're not done yet, that they said we're still not done. And I don't know if that was through backwire channels or if that was through announcements, but are they done with off-season moves?
Well, I think that, when talking to Greer, Chris Greer, the general manager yesterday, they're always on the lookout for moves. I thought the process by which they've kind of gone is interesting. We knew that they had a lot of money to spend, but they also had a lot of money to open up, and they really have kind of spent all the money first and then gone the route of like reworking guys' contracts and stuff like that. So I think that they're still making phone calls. They're still trying to look and see. I mean, they got the Armstead contract numbers came out, and man, like it's looking like a steal if he can stay healthy for the next couple of years. They got him. It seems like they got him kind of for the cheap. So I think that they're not going after Tyrann Mathieu. That's what Chris Greer said. So you can kind of cross that off. But he did say that they're going to add competition at center. So that means they might bring in a free agent center to compete with Michael Dieter, or they might draft somebody. They're not done. They don't have the draft capital, but they still have maneuvers to free up money and target some guys if they feel that some holes need to be plugged.
So Phil Yates this morning, who covers the NFL, tweeted this out, and I want you to confirm if you're able to the numbers of this. It says that Teron Armstead's salary is $1.12 million this year.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Am I reading that right?
Give me 30 seconds while I talk to you, because we have a NFL Players Association website where there's resources available to the media, and that's how you get a lot of these numbers for the most part. Especially because Armstead's deal was done for about a week, but the numbers weren't out. But that sounds about right, and just especially the first year.
Let me tell you something. If that is correct, that Greer's a genius, Daniel. He is a freaking genius, man. He got Teron Armstead for the salary cap of $1.12 million.
The salary, the salary is 1.12, but the cap number is a little higher than that.
So what is the cap hit? Do you know that, or can you find that out?
Just judging off the way it's structured. I mean, well, first off, I'm gonna say I did not expect the signing bonus to be 12 million. I thought it was gonna be more like in the 20 to 25 range. So either A, he really, really wanted to get to Miami. B, there were concerns over the injury history that may have lowered that, or a combination of both. I'm running the report to see right now.
I really think that it's
Teron Armstead's his 2022 base salary is $1.12 million, but that's customary. A lot of these big deals that you'll see.
That's insane, Daniel. Come on, think about so what is do we know that the cap hit's going to be to the team this year?
Well, it's a 5-year deal. So what happens is you pretty much add the base salary, and then you prorate the signing bonus. So he gets the signing bonus up front, but for cap purposes, you break it down over 5 years. So it's 12 divided by 5. I'm not 2 point something.
So his cap hit is $4 million.
More or less. If you can you bring up that breakdown again real quick?
Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, you just kind of add it together. So it's like 1.2 plus the
1.12. His signing
2.
bonus was 12.
He gets a per game bonus. So it's so more or less probably like $4 or $5 million the first year, which I expected though. But again, I mean the
I
totality.
did not. I thought, and I personally think, Fanatical saying 3.9 million cap hit for Armstead this year. I believe.
Yeah, it's pretty low. It's lower than I thought. I mean, when we were just kind of brainstorming getting Armstead, I was like, cap hit for the first year is probably going to be $8 to $10 million based off.
I thought it would be 15 to 20.
Yeah.
That's what we all thought.
What we'll see is the cap hit will spike because the salary is going to spike too. And then the first couple of years, I think the first 2 years, it's guaranteed probably like $32 million. And then, after a couple of years, the salary isn't guaranteed. So while there's going to be big cap hits in the following years, the money's not going to be guaranteed. So they can, trade him or cut him if the play declines. So, yeah.
Yeah, but the one thing I've been so impressed with Greer, and I'm giving praise, and I kind of got goosebumps. He makes the numbers work, and I know that these numbers are big, but to go out and look at some of these, first of all, I want to give him praise for Gesicki not fighting with him about the franchise tag, because Gesicki could have easily went to the arbitrator and said, I need to get paid like a wide receiver because I played from the wide receiver. So he didn't get argument. Gesicki, I believe, was the very first person in the NFL to sign his franchise tag this year, and right away. And I thought there was so much great, and then to go out and get Agba, at the deal that you got him for, and then all of these trades and restructuring of contracts and signing bonus, I'm just so I still think there is room to bring on another big person. I know he would have to rework some stuff, but man, to get Teron Armstead at $3.9 million of a cap hit this year is insane, because everybody was like, 18 to 22 million is what he's going to cost us. It's going to be such a huge cap hit. 3.9 million, people.
Yeah. I mean, one thing you got to give Greer credit for is, he came in 2019 and kind of similar to what Stephen Ross said, a couple months ago, and he kind of inherited and got the full control of personnel decisions. There were some really bad contracts out there. They didn't have a ton of draft capital, and he's cleared up the salary.
Daniel got frozen. He got lost in the matrix on me.
How about now? You good?
All right. I hear you. I just don't. You're frozen, but I do hear you. So talk.
Oh man, my screen's all good, but yeah, I mean,
Okay.
you got to give Chris Greer credit. He's amassed the draft capital. He's made some nice draft picks. He's cleared up the salary caps. Made some good signings, and kind of alluding to what he talked about with Tyreek Hill trade, he kind of saw an opportunity that he couldn't pass up on. So you got to give him his credit for sure.
All right. Do you think the Dolphins are done before the draft, or do they make or what does your gut feeling tell you? Because he came out publicly and said, all right, we're not doing anything on the defensive side till the draft, right? So there goes Honey Badger. And just so you know, I've heard rumors through back channels that they did talk to the Honey Badger, and there was only like 3.5 or 2.5 million that was the difference between the two.
Yeah, but a lot of times that's a big difference, especially
that is 100%.
Yeah. I mean, you see there's the people that are left are a lot of kind of like older veterans. I mean, I don't know if this is true, but I saw a report that Jarvis Landry wants like $20 million, and I'm like,
I know he's not.
I don't know. First off, I don't know that any team would have given him that, but I don't know any team that has $20 million to kind of give around, especially these older guys. They're probably going to be on 1-year contracts, so that whatever base salary you give or whatever, that's like that cap hit is going to be on the first year. Like, you can't spread it out. So it's going to be tough to give out these big contracts. My gut feeling is maybe we get one more, maybe one, but I don't think it's going to be a splash. Like J.C. Treader. I mean, I think they have to.
J.C. Treader's a splash, bro. I don't care what it is.
That's a splash, but they'd have to make the money work. I mean, he made $9 million last year, and he was still one of the best. He's still one of the best.
Do the same thing that you just did with Armstead.
But again, it's like, do you want to give? I mean, Armstead again. I mean, it's like, do you want to give out a long contract. That's the deal. He might want a 1-year contract. We don't know exactly how those negotiations fall out. And also, I would think, especially for center, if they sign a guy like Treader, that's not competition for Dieter. He's a starter. So again, I think that they are kind of. Chris Greer's comments led me to believe that he's actually pretty bullish on Michael Dieter. I was surprised to hear him say that he's gotten calls on Michael Dieter in previous years. I think they're pretty high on him. Again, I think there's a good chance that really the right side of the offensive line and center really just might sort itself out in-house. I wouldn't be surprised to see Dieter be the week 1 starter. It looks like
I agree. I don't disagree with you. But it kind of gives me a little hesitancy because I was told that they weren't done. But now I'm thinking, well, what else are they going to do after these?
When you say you're not done, that means that you're looking, you're searching for upgrades. That doesn't mean that, like, it's kind of like when Chris Greer said, "I'm going to be aggressive." That didn't mean that first day.
Oh, he was though, Daniel.
He was aggressive in searching for the options, but it's not like to the point where you're just going to spend the money just to spend it. If you find a deal that you like, they always talk about the right value, the right player, kind of like with the Armstead and the Tyreek Hill deals. There was an opportunity to make an upgrade, and it came at a price that they felt comfortable with. So again, a lot of these veterans, they might be, a lot of the time there's an asking price that teams aren't willing to exceed. And I don't think the Dolphins are going to kind of bend just to make a addition.
Cater. I got it. I got that. All right, let's get into the outlook of the league to us, because what I have read from other reports is GMs and coaches think that the Miami Dolphins have the fastest team in the NFL of all time. I believe Buffalo's GM Bean was quoted in saying, like, I don't know how we're going to stop them. Like, their speed is just ridiculous. What are you hearing from other beat writers across the country that might be there at the owners' meetings about the moves the Dolphins have made, so on and so forth?
I mean, the Dolphins definitely have, they've definitely grabbed the attention of the NFL the past couple of days, and teams are, they've noticed those moves. I mean, when you trade for Tyreek Hill, I mean, that's a big time move. That's a power play. So again, I think that there's a lot of intrigue in the Dolphins. Whether it's we don't know what's going to happen months from now, how this season is going to play out. But there's going to be eyes on the Dolphins. I think that even Mike McDaniel acknowledged that. He said there's a buzz with the Dolphins organization, the city of Miami, that's deserved. That for years they've kind of been in mediocrity. So to make these moves and kind of I don't want to say put the NFL on notice, but to kind of have them kind of look back and say, oh. Okay, I think that it's exciting, but again, it doesn't really mean much until you put that product on the field and have it all come together. So it's like I think that they definitely there's definitely excitement, but there's cautious excitement because that you have to kind of put the work in and put it all together.
Miami Dolphins report by the Miami Herald, Daniel Oyefusi. We are right here live. He is from West Palm Beach, live at the NFL owners meetings. Is there anything from the owners meetings that as far as league rules or anything that you're hearing are going to change, or overtime rules, anything like that? Have you heard anything of this?
Yeah, I think entering this week, the OT rules were just like a big deal. I know a lot of NFC coaches breakfast availability this morning, but obviously I went to the AFC.
You froze, Daniel. You froze on us.
You hear me all good? Man, my screen's perfect. I can see you.
Well, I mean, look, okay, I'm a pretty face to look at. What can I say, Daniel? Look, you said you went to the AFC. You didn't go to the NFC's breakfast. Is that what you said?
Yeah. So AFC coaches availability was this morning, or was yesterday morning. NFC was this morning. I decided to sleep in. Late night. I decided to sleep in. But again, I think entering the week, the OT rules were definitely something that was kind of the talk of the town. But really yesterday, I mean, the news that came out was kind of the league's further efforts to increase diversity, equity, and inclusion. I thought that kind of, I don't say it run under the radar, but I mean, that was probably the biggest news of the day. They made a rule change that every team in the NFL has to have some type of minority offensive assistant, whether that's a female offensive assistant or a member of an ethnic or racial minority group. They have to have some type of offensive assistant. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I guess the Dolphins already have that covered with Eric Studesville, but I did see. Yeah, I mean, I think I guess the Dolphins have that covered. But that's interesting that now it's being required. I mean, they have the Rooney Rule where it's like you have to interview two minority candidates for head coaching jobs, one for offensive coordinator, but now like they're literally requiring teams to have a minority offensive assistant on staff. So I think that's really interesting. And I'd like to see the numbers because I know that there's probably not a lot of there's not a lot of teams with minority, or I'll even say black offensive assistants. For years, there's been talking about a pipeline. Everyone's trying to get the next Sean McVay, the next Kyle Shanahan, those offensive-minded coaches. We don't see a lot of black coaches or minority coaches on the offensive side of the ball. So I think it's definitely probably the biggest move that the NFL has made thus far to really increase diversity in the league.
Well, two things. Number one, I think that's amazing. I'm a big advocate of that. I talk about that a lot on my channel. One of the things that I think needs to be said is I like the fact that they're looking at the rules and they're willing to change it and they're willing to adjust it. And I don't think this is the answer either, but I think it's a step in the right direction of getting it to where it needs to be. And I think that's what I care about more of. Let's try to make this the best it can be. And as long as they're willing to do that, I think that's a big, big deal. So I think that's really cool that they're doing that. Let me ask you from a standpoint of the AFC and just how strong it is. Have you talked with other beat writers? Have you talked with other people within the NFL that think that, whoa, this AFC is stacked? Like there's going to be some good teams that do not make the playoffs in this AFC.
Not for sure, man. It's gonna be a bloodbath. I mean, I was talking to a couple guys and we're kind of going through the schedule and we're like, your team you cover has to play this team and that team and this team. I was talking to a Titans writer. And the Titans finished number 1 in the AFC South, so they have a first place schedule, and then they have to play the entire AFC West. So I'm like, man. At first, I was thinking, they might have a cakewalk in 2022, but I'm like, dang, you got to play the Chargers, the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Broncos. Like that in itself is a bloodbath, and then you got to play all these AFC teams. You got to play the Bengals, and so yeah, we definitely were like, oh, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for whatever team makes it out.
I'm really excited to see where it is, but I think that after these owners' meetings are over, I personally think now the shift focuses on the draft.
Yeah.
Are you going out to Vegas?
No, I'll be in Miami for the draft.
You'll be in Miami.
It's not like they have a lot of picks anyway. I think
I was about to say they don't have no picks to begin with.
First really 2 nights, they don't pick till late Friday night, so I'll be chilling on my couch for the most part.
I think the thing that needs to get kind of said is the Dolphins have 5 picks. I think they have a 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 2 7ths, if I'm correct.
Yeah, sounds about right.
But that doesn't mean the Dolphins aren't going to do anything with those picks. And Greer had the draft of the year last year, and there's some depth in this draft. I'm not asking you to name players yet, but has there been any talk about where they're looking at in the draft position-wise?
Yeah, it's interesting because Greer was saying like it's been years. I mean, since they've been in this position where like they don't have like top pick or top first round pick or top second round pick. But it's really one of those situations where it's like, I mean, and they have filled a lot of holes this offseason. So it's one of those situations where like before the Tyreek Hill trade, you were kind of like, yeah, you can probably do best player available at 29 with maybe a focus on wide receiver and offensive tackle. But now it's like they got Tyreek Hill. It looks like they're gonna kind of let right tackle sort itself in-house. When you get to the 3rd round, pick number 102, you're not really gonna have a lot of blue chip prospects. So it's kind of like you just pick the best guy on your board, and
I think best player available is kind of
and you hope.
Although I want to see Matt Ariza. Give me that punter.
Yeah, I think with that 4th round pick, that's what everyone's going to be kind of having their eye out for. But yeah, I mean, at this point, it's really just kind of you just wait till 102. Could they make a move? Could they make a move to kind of move up or maybe trade a player to get additional picks potentially? But right now, you're kind of assuming they're going to have those 5 picks, and you just kind of see who's there at number 102 that you can take.
I'm glad you said that. That was my next question. What's the move? What is the rumblings on Devontae Parker? I feel like if he gets traded, it will be during this week, during these owners' meetings.
Well, yeah, I asked Chris Greer about that yesterday, and he said that he's working with the assumption that Devontae Parker is going to be on the roster to start the 2022 season. And then I followed that by asking him, has he received phone calls on him? And he said, yes, I have received trade calls. And he said, hey, I'm always willing, open to talk, but you can never have too many good players. The sense that I got from kind of reading between the lines and reading the lines is that they're not in a huge rush to trade a guy who doesn't really have a big cap number right now. I mean, if he's their
He
number,
doesn't hurt us against the cap. He really doesn't. I
yeah,
think
yeah. If he's the number 3 receiver, the number 3/4 receiver, I mean that's a heck of a number 3/4 receiver. So right now I think a team would have to kind of blow the Dolphins away with an offer. Otherwise, I think that we can kind of expect Monty Parker to be a Dolphin now. Whether his team kind of approaches the Dolphins and says, "Hey, we'd like to get in a better opportunity." We don't know that yet. And I didn't get to kind of fit that question in. But right now, it seems like Devontae Parker is going to be a Dolphin for the foreseeable future.
Did you get a chance to talk to any Minnesota Vikings beat reporters and let them know how wonderful Jesse Davis will be for their football team?
I don't think I know any. I don't think I know any Vikings beat reporters, but I did see that. And we had a good laugh about this. Hey, good for Jesse Davis. Obviously, it was a rough year or whatever. I know he got a lot of hate from fans, but he seemed like a good guy whenever I interacted with him. So good for him. I guess I'll say good for the Dolphins because they're seeking to upgrade that position and wish him all the best.
Look, I'm just making the joke at his expense, and I apologize for that. But I did find some of the Twitter was pretty great yesterday with the Jesse Davis signing. There was some really good stuff there. No take backs, stuff like that. So it was good. All right, I know. What do you got planned for today? What's planned? How many more days is today? The last day? Tomorrow?
I mean, it leads into tomorrow. I mean, I think Roger Goodell speaks here tomorrow. I'm getting ready to check out in a couple hours. I think most of my work has been done. Barry's holding it down for the next 2 days. Barry, this is Barry's place. He gets the.
Hey, Daniel, why don't you take a couple of days off on me? Tell the Miami Herald I said you're working too hard.
He said you can head back. Barry was tracking down coaches, talking to Sean McVay, Andy Reid, so he's in his element right now. But yeah, I'm wrapping up writing another story from here, and then we kind of start to move into the next couple of weeks, kind of really focusing on the draft. Hey, they got 5 picks, so I'll be looking at some day 2, day 3 prospects and seeing who might be.
I would like to go over that with you when you do that. The thing so there's 2 positions I really want to focus on. I want to focus on middle linebacker, and I want to focus on more offensive line depth because I really think that's where our focus needs to be. So we talk about best player available at 3rd and 4th rounds and 5th rounds. But when you have a weakness at a team, I feel like it's important that you take the best player available at a particular position of need.
Yeah.
But people can argue the other point too, right? We have the best secondary in the league, maybe, but why not just be more prone to that? And by the way, I don't think that Honey Badger's off the table just yet. I think he's off the table for now till after the draft, depending on what we do. But I have heard he wants a certain amount of money. I just don't think he's going to get that. But I feel like a lot of these veterans that are on the board, that are left on the board, are going to stay there until the draft is over to see.
Yeah, because at this point, teams have kind of filled their needs. They've kind of used up a lot of their money. They're already kind of looking to the draft and thinking I can fill some holes there. So it's like you're gonna wait till after, and then also even there's a lot of unrestricted free agents who weren't released, and you have to sometimes a lot of teams like the Ravens, they think about compensatory picks. So if you wait till after a certain period after the draft and you sign a guy, he doesn't count against the compensatory pick formula anymore. So that weighs into it. After you get a couple weeks of the process and things slow down, teams really aren't in a rush to once they get their guys. They're just not in a rush. And then with the draft, that's what their focus is. So yeah, I mean, guys like Bobby Wagner, you hear that he wants a certain amount of money. I'm not sure if the Ravens or the Rams can give him that money. It might be a couple weeks.
I've heard rumblings about Bobby. I would love to see the Dolphins pick somebody like him up, but I don't know, right?
I mean, the thing is, and again, Chris Greer kind of alluded to it as well. I mean, they re-signed the entire linebacker back and core. Bobby Wagner was released a couple of days before free agency, so if that was a move that they really wanted to make, they definitely had the money to
do it.
Whatever number. I think it was pretty clear that they felt content, kind of bringing in their.
We like our guys. We like our guys is pretty much what they said. Yeah. What do you know about some of McDaniel's interactions with some of the other coaches, aka Kyle Shanahan? Do Debo Samuel? Is that somebody? I mean, I gotta ask the question.
I'm not. I was. It's gonna sound like hearsay, but I was told that's not happening.
Yeah, I don't think it is either.
I was
just
told through
the
back
for the
channels
record.
that's not happening.
Yeah, but it's funny. So I there's two things that I knew about before they happened. A lot of time before they happened. I knew about Emmanuel Agba before it happened. And I knew about Mike McDaniel before it happened. So those two things I knew before they happened. And one of the sources, I hate saying that I have a source because that's not who I am. I'm a morning show host, but
Hey,
but
man,
the person that I
you can
have,
get sources anywhere, man. Anybody can have
that's
sources.
true. I agree.
It's just connections. It's just networking. That's all it is.
They did know about Tyreek Hill, hours before all of that went down. So and was released anything to the public on that. So, I have heard rumblings about other things too that I'm keeping to myself until time permits. I'm not asking you to name, but do you have something in the bag that you're just keeping on ice until something happens? Give me that much. Have you heard stuff that is a possibility?
Yeah, I mean, Dolphins are pretty tight-lipped. I mean, even with Greer explaining how the Hill trade came, he said I didn't even hear about it until the Friday before. So not this past Friday, but I guess the 18th.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it was like a 5-day thing. He was like, I didn't even think it could happen. And then over a 5-day period, he was like, oh, it's gonna happen.
This is real. This is gonna happen.
Yeah. So they've been pretty tight-lipped. I think it was. I think it was pretty widely known that early on that they were in the market for an offensive tackle, and it was pretty clear through their moves that they wanted Teron Armstead. Again, I don't know. I just don't see a splash. I mean, they've used a lot of money. I don't think that they want to like clear money or restructure contracts until they really, really have to. It's the time of the year where like they can kind of not sit back, but it's like, all right, we really address needs aggressively. I asked him about Xavier and Howard. I think that's still something that they have to address.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Xavier Howard's agent last night.
And
What?
What was said?
Oh no, I just said, hey, what's going on, Dave?
Sure. Just, hey, how's it going? Nothing about X's cryptic tweets and cryptic Instagram stuff.
Nah, I didn't get in that. It was a quick hello, how you doing? Talk to you later. But I thought it was interesting that he was there. But again, there's still a lot of in-house stuff that needs to be handled. Maybe some contract extensions that need to be.
Did you get a chance to talk to Drew Rosenhaus at all? Because I know Drew is at the.
I didn't see. I haven't seen him out here. I wouldn't be surprised to see him out here.
He posted on Twitter or Instagram that he was out there, so he is there.
Yeah, I haven't seen it here, but obviously we spoke to a couple of local reporters. Spoke to Rosenhaus after the introductory press conference, and I got to introduce myself and kind of talk to him for a quick minute.
Drew's a good guy from everything.
He is, yeah.
Great guy. So, and as far as I'm concerned, if the Dolphins get a Super Bowl ring, he's going to be directly tied to that, since 90% of the offseason moves were his players.
Man, I'm sorry, I be joking. I was joking. I was like, Drew might have to give him assistant GM title because he's been bringing.
Bro, he definitely gets a ring. He definitely gets a ring.
He said Tyreek Hill, he was seeing all the moves that his clients, he was making with his clients, Chase Edmonds, Connor Williams, some of these guys. And he was like, he joked to somebody, he said, Drew's bringing everybody to Miami with me. and then obviously, they made a deal work and an extension. So now he's in Miami. But yeah, he's been working. He's been working with Miami a lot for sure.
Dude, I look, I'm excited for the future, which I think is and what about the beat writers? Are they excited to see what this team can be? What's the
for sure. I think even from the moment McDaniel came, it's like he's different from the past coach. He's a young guy. He kind of has a new vision for the team. So I think that in itself is exciting. Mm-hmm. But we know that it comes down to the players on the team. So it's like when you make that trade for Tyreek Hill and then you kind of interact with him for the first time, then introductory press conference, there's definitely some excitement about what this, we were saying. I was talking to a lot of people the past couple of days, and we're like, whether it's 2-15 or 15-2, it's going to be interesting.
It'll be a fun season.
It's going to be a fun season for sure.
And we'll get to talk about it every Tuesday right here on Clock Blockers, home of the #1 Miami fan morning show. Daniel, tell everybody where they can find all your stuff at the Miami Herald and where they can find all your personal stuff on social media.
Yeah, so first you can find me on social media at Daniel Oyefusi, just like you see it right below me. If you want to read my work, obviously MiamiHerald.com, Miami Herald. We have a sports kind of a la carte page pass. So if you just want to read the sports stuff, go on Miami Herald website, figure that out. There, you have the Dolphins in Depth podcast, getting ready to drive back, a little 80-minute drive back to Miami. I'm gonna take a little nice nap because I was up very late. And then record the podcast tonight. So
At Miami Herald, he was working late. That's
I
what
was
happened.
working. I was working. I was working. I was talking.
Working.
No, the NFL had a nice reception last night, and I was able to talk to a lot of all the coaches were out there. I did not see the Dolphins brass. I was told that they went out to dinner, and I don't know if they ever came back.
Maybe they were talking about that next big move, Daniel.
Possibly. They said they were with Ross. They said it was Ross, McDaniel, and Greer. So
whoa,
who knows?
Ross, McDaniel, and Greer went out to dinner last night. Is that breaking news?
I don't know. It's not breaking news. I mean,
that's breaking news, Daniel.
I don't know if it's breaking news. I think it's just what happens at the owners' meetings. I think Ross has a place around here too. So it's like kind of like
Ross isn't in New York right now. That's crazy. Never mind. I'm just kidding.
I have not seen him. I mean, I've been told that he's here, but I have not seen him. We obviously didn't get to talk to him. So
it is the owners' meeting, and he is an owner, but that's neither here or there. I would hope he was there.
Yeah, I hope so too. I saw his name on a bunch of committees, so I was like, I would think that he's here.
Oh man! All right, hey, Daniel, thank you so much for coming on. Miami Herald, you guys are absolutely awesome. You're amazing, and I love doing this each and every Tuesday with you. And hopefully, we'll have some news to talk about next week. And I know that over the next few weeks, we're going to work together, get some stuff ready for some draft coverage, and talk about what the Dolphins might do in that 3rd and 4th round.
Yes, sir.
You there?
Take it easy, man.
All right, man. Be easy, buddy. I'll talk to you later. All right, bye.
Yep, see you.
Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. I am your host, Stephen D. A lot of fun this morning, man. Just a lot of great stuff to talk about and do and look over. There is so much to kind of talk about. Number one, I am excited about the moves that the Dolphins have made. And I am excited about what's in store for the future. Last night, we had a great panel. We had a great show. I hope you all had a chance to watch that last night. I want to say a few different things about the owners' meetings. I think this is a real great time for any NFL team to make moves. But what I'll say is a lot of moves happened already. So I don't know how much more, when I was told about the Tyreek Hill trade, I was told that don't be surprised if the Dolphins do something else to make a splash. Well, now I'm being told that there might not be another splash, but there might be something in store. It depends if numbers and trades and stuff work out. I don't know what else the Dolphins can do to make it any more exciting than what it is. Right now, it's a very exciting time to be a Miami Dolphins fan. It's a very exciting time. And I'm excited about it. Miss Finn says, Dolphin chat last night was awesome. Thanks for that, Stephen D. I truly, truly enjoyed it. I want to remind you guys, if you didn't watch it, go back and watch it. Hit the like button, share. If you want to donate to the channel, we are giving away this Javon Holland autographed jersey. Javon Holland. If you donate in increments of $10, $20, $30, $40, you will be entered to win this autographed Javon Holland jersey. We're going to do the giveaway on Friday. Between now and the end of the week, we are going to give anybody who donates to the channel, whether that's through the Super Chat and YouTube, or whether that's through PayPal or Cash App. Okay? Donations go to helping the channel grow. All right. Let's talk with you, the fans. Let's do Dolphin chat. Let's do a nice little Dolphin fan panel. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to open up the lines for all of you to come on and hang out with me. Here is the link to come on. So let's go ahead and do that and have you guys come on, ladies too, whoever, and we'll talk. The floor is going to be yours. I'm opening this up to you. It's Tuesday. We're going to hang out. We're going to have a good time. And, yeah. All right. So hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Share the link. Let people know that we're here. and let's have a good time. Let's enjoy this time together. All right, let me bring on the first person who just came into the back room. Alexander, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Steven, how you doing, man? How's everything going for you?
Man, everything is going, man. I'm enjoying it. Life is good.
Hey, really enjoy. Danny had some good stuff this morning. On the with you in the chat. I mean, I'm with you. I don't expect it to be, another big splash. I expect it to be something that's gonna thread the needle a little bit, but not too much. I don't really expect it to be as big as the Tyreek Hill trading.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe get like another backup offensive tackle or backup center to compete with Dieter probably.
Look, I'm not sure. I really think that what they're going to do is they're going to wait till the draft and see what happens with that, and then address anything from there.
Yeah.
There's 3 or 4 players that maybe they sign before the draft that are free agents, but that's a long shot. Like, it would have to be the perfect deal for them to be like, you know what, we're going to recount on what we just said, just because this is a good opportunity to pass up. But I don't know if that's going to be the case, because the players want to get the most for their money too. Let me bring in some other people from the back room. Rashad, what's up, Rashad?
What's happening?
What's up, Rashad?
How are you, man?
I'm good. Last night was the greatest night in YouTube history.
Last night was the greatest night in YouTube history? Bro, like, that's an expectation I don't know if I can live up to, man. I appreciate that.
I was sitting here just listening to these 2 enthusiastic Dolphin fans say the same thing in different ways.
Yeah.
And argue about it.
It was such a good time last night. It was such a good time last night. And look, think about it last night. I had TD, Reason, Big E, and Dougley, and myself all on the same panel. I mean, there's a lot of other amazing people in the YouTube community, but those people right there, I mean, come on, that's a pretty good panel. That's a pretty good group of people. It's a pretty good group of people. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Let me bring on Cap for Life. What's up, Cap for Life?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
What's up, Cap? What's up, Rashad? Morning.
Happening.
Yeah, man, I loved it yesterday. It was a good nonstop 30, 45 minutes of complaining and arguing about last year's Tennessee game, and it got to nothing, but it was awesome.
It was. And it was funny, too, because I had my wife sleeping in the room here, and Dougley had his baby sleeping in the next room, and we really couldn't yell or say anything. So we're just like, we're going to let these guys go. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to let them go.
Yeah, I was watching Doug. He was making a sandwich.
It was too funny. It was so funny last night. Let me bring in Sharif. What's up, Sharif?
Morning, fins up. How y'all guys doing, man?
Up, baby? How are you?
The Lion.
Great, man. I'm just looking at a couple of specific things over the past few weeks, So I'm happy to share.
Look, man, I think the last few weeks have been a lot of fun. I was talking with somebody on the phone this morning. So somebody asked me that I had a cryptic tweet yesterday on my Twitter. So I did have a cryptic tweet on my Twitter. I'm not usually that person, but I'm not going to say anything. I am not going to say anything because...
What was it? No, you can't do that. You can't say cryptic and not say nothing.
Steven, you can't do that, bro. You can't leave us to the wind like that.
Today is Tuesday.
Give us the sauce, Steven.
No, I will give you all the sauce because here's what's going to happen. If anything happens, it's going to happen by the end of this week. And if it doesn't happen, I'll tell you what it was told to me on Tuesday, and I have no problem then saying I was wrong. But what I'm not going to do is cause a big hype or a big stir. So that I wanted to point back to be like, I knew about this a week ago. That's it. Do I think whatever's going to happen is going to happen? No, I don't think it's going to happen. But I was told from a really good source. And so I want to just say, hey, look, I did know it. That's all I did. I wasn't trying to, I mean, that's a lie. I was trying to get a little bit of a stir on Twitter. But but I also did it for the fact of just being able to point back to be like, hey, I don't want people to think, Steven, you didn't know. No, I knew. So we'll see what happens. It'll be Everybody's threatening me. Steve, I'm subbing now if you don't spill, man. Todd says nobody donate until Steven tells us. Y'all can't bully me. You can't bully me into that. All right, let me bring in Miss Fins. What's up, Miss Fins?
Good morning, Jim. Good morning.
Miss Fins, good morning.
How you doing? My
Hello,
favorite.
Jolie.
Good, how are you?
Oh,
Good morning, Jolie.
still kicking.
Miss
That's
Fins,
a
you were
great
great
thing.
last night. I saw you being real interactive last night.
Of course, I got to support all you guys. I love the content that everybody in the YouTube community brings out, and it motivates me to continue to provide content too. And that's why I actually wanted to come up here and say, well, number one, Stephen, thank you for putting the panel together. It was really, really educational. I know a lot of people really like the 30 to 40-minute back and forth between Reason and TD, but I mean, I have about 5 pages of notes I took from last night, being that I am a younger YouTuber, you know what I mean? And I got some quality information, and I really appreciate that. I just wanted to say thank you.
No problem. No problem. I that part of the reason I did it is to try to give people a little background into what we go through on a day in, day out basis, as well as there's so many new YouTubers, so many new platforms. I feel like it's only fair to allow people to know what the reality of doing a consistent daily platform is like, but B, to also understand there's a lot of work that goes into it and to just appreciate the craft of it. And so, that's what I was excited about. I see y'all in the chat over here trying to get me to spill the beans. I'm not spilling beans. All right, let me bring on Kristalakis. What's up, Kristalakis?
Hey, good morning, Steven. How is everyone doing?
GC, what's good?
Great.
What's good? What's good? You had a great panel last night. It was very informative, I have to say. And can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, you had a great panel, great show. I always love the conflict between the YouTubers, but overall, I mean, A+, bro. Now, what's your sauce?
You're not getting me with that, son. You're not getting me with it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Look, it's funny, right? Because number one, I post so much positive stuff on Twitter, and it doesn't get retweeted. It doesn't get liked. I post a cryptic tweet on Twitter, and I've gotten more likes and retweets on it than anything I've ever posted. And I'm like, 2 things. Number one, there's something wrong with that. Let's just get that straight. And then number 2, it's like, come on, guys. People are like, if that's the type of person you're going to be, I'm not going to follow you anymore. That's not the type of person I am. This is the very first time I've done it. I'll probably never do it again. I also.
You're going to do it, bro. You're going to do it.
I know.
Is it defense or offense? Give me that much.
Nope, not going to do it.
Give me something.
Nope. Keeping my mouth shut. Now, I will promise to give it up on Tuesday of next week. That much I'll give you.
Today is Tuesday.
Of next
Well,
week.
not if it breaks before next Tuesday.
Well, exactly. And then there you go. Level 2 Noob says, I just canceled my membership, Steven, just so you know, to remove my mod perk. Oh, really? Really? Really, Level 2 Noob? Everybody's mad at me. Don't be mad at me.
What's going on? By the way, speaking of which,
let's just
hold on.
Let's do this.
What's going on with YouTube now that we don't have the green banner anymore to show that we're a member?
What do you mean?
All the green banners to show that you're a member are gone. It just shows that you're basically a mod now.
I don't know anything about that. I'll have to look into that. Let me, real quick, hold on, Alexander. Let me bring in Paul Pickin. What's up, Paul?
What's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, Paul. What's up, man?
Paul.
Good morning, Paul.
I happened to be on my break for work, and I saw you were on, so I'm like, all right, let me hop in here and say hi.
How you doing, man? What's going on?
Not much, man. I figured I'd hop in, and I have no idea what you're talking about, but I was going to jump in and be like, something at some point is going to happen.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all just
something, Paul.
Happen.
Paul, you know something, bro. Give us the sauce, Paul.
Nah, I don't know on this one. I don't know what
something.
I don't know what Steve was referring to, man. I'll give him the credit on that. You know me.
And just for the record, I don't think it's gonna happen.
It was Professor
That's why
Plum
I'm not talking.
In the
you don't think what's gonna happen
with the wrench. That's
Hey, I love Cap with his reverse psychology right there.
But I gotta give credit. Oh, that's Paul though. Paul will mind F you in a minute, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Cap just brought up it's like when you said something, Cap just referred to, what are you talking about? What? Like, remember in Family Matters with Waldo? Remember Waldo? Every time he says something, all you have to do is use reverse psychology.
Until Steven tells us. No, not gonna do it.
Bro, you got an uprising on your hands. I don't know what you did this morning.
I got people unsubscribing.
A crew is forming against you.
Come on.
So, Steven, if everybody leaves, that's when you mute your mic and say it. Make them come back and read your lips after the fact.
No, I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna go like this and say it and mute it like that. Let me bring on Bon Joe. What's up, Bon Joe?
Hey, what's up,
Bon
Steven?
Joe.
Hey guys, I ain't gonna be long, Steven, because I gotta finish these reps.
Look, hey,
But
you can't be all. I'm about to say you can't be all sweaty like that on.
Yeah, man, but I just have to
showing
get
off
this.
them guns.
But
You got
Steven, I need
permits
the
for
panel.
those things.
I need the panel just to give me a second. I just need the panel to give me a second so I can rock. All right.
I brought him
Now,
my
Steven.
muscle to give up the sauce.
Now, Steven.
Obviously.
Steven, it's about last night's show.
Yep.
All right. Because I hear all these people saying, how wonderful it is. Steven, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I didn't like it. Guys, let me rock.
I'm sorry, Von Joe.
But I didn't like it. You know why?
Why?
Because how are you gonna sit there and serve us blue magic, then try to give us regular dope afterwards?
Blue Magic is a name brand. It's like
Exactly,
Pepsi or
Steven.
Coca-Cola.
Now I need blue
stand
magic.
behind it.
I need blue magic every time now.
He stepped all over it.
Now he's like this panel right here. No offense, guys, but guys, we stepped on.
I mean,
this is
come on,
like stepped on
it's
right
got
now.
Paul Pickin. It's got.
I've been here for half a second. We stepped on. Damn.
It's got Cap for life. It's got Rashad Sharif Alexander. Come on.
Last night, 40 minutes of blue magic, Steven. I felt like I was cheating on my wife.
Vaughn, I gotta give you credit here because you got yourself all glistening and then came in to lay the hammer down. Like,
yeah, but I'm just saying, Steven. Literally, I had it on
you
low.
should get Chris Rock for this tease.
Steven, I had it on low while watching a show with my wife, and I had it like up to my ear like this. And she's like, "Are you still watching that show?" I was like, "Wait, what?"
What are you talking about? I'm not watching anything.
She's like, "Are you listening to that Dolphin stuff again?" Oh, morning, now tonight. I was like, she's like, "This is my time." I'm like, "Yeah, but look who's on the panel." And I'm trying to explain to her. She don't give a damn. She's like,
this guy right here.
Hey, Von Joe, please. Hey, VJ. Hey, VJ, man, my wife is in the same boat as you are because she goes, "Oh, you got a problem if you're gonna listen to this Dolphin stuff all day."
And y'all gonna get served papers in a couple months.
VJ, hold on. Let me hop in for 1 second because Steven, you can back me on this. Y'all are saying like your wife has a problem with you listening to like 2-3 shows a week. Imagine being us and being like, honey, you gotta shut up because I'm going and I'm recording for like the next 20 minutes to 2 hours. I don't know what, but hold that show for me. I'll watch it with you later. Like
2-3 shows a week. You gotta pump those numbers up, baby. Those are rookie numbers.
This is
We
something
do
that's
2-3 shows
already
a day
recorded.
over here.
So it's DVR, and she has to keep pausing it because I'm laughing and I'm getting excited because literally, Reason and TD was arguing the same thing. That Tua was trash that Tennessee game, but they were like, "We didn't run the ball." No, Reason was saying we didn't. Was arguing we didn't keep running the ball with Duke.
We're not going there.
And I'm just like, I'm not going there. We're not going there again. But it was just hilarious. I'm listening to them argue about the same thing and agreeing. And I'm like, wait, why is the argument going on? It was hilarious.
It really got funny.
Look at what Andravia said. Fraud blockers. Really? Really?
Come on.
So Steve, I think I can get a consensus here. So I can get a consensus on the same argument, and we can all agree that Tennessee game on the whole was trash. Correct?
Yes.
No.
But hold on,
Run
guys.
game wasn't trash.
Steven, I gotta go. I gotta get back to it. I'm gonna still listening, but I just wanted to say, great job last night. I mean, your show from where it started to where it's now. I mean, I came in on the later part of the show, but I just see the growth. I see the energy and the time that you put into it. And like I always say, I appreciate it. I love it, especially with the positivity that you bring. Man, I dig it, man.
Thank you, Bonjo. I appreciate
All right.
that, brother.
You guys be good.
Take care, DJ.
All right,
All right, take care, man.
I'm gonna replace him with the dude that everybody loves. Pete,
Marty,
what's up, Pete? Hello, Pete.
Good morning, Pete.
Hey, good
Morning,
morning,
Pete.
everybody, man.
Go
What a
Baker.
pleasure to
Go
be up
Baker.
here another day with you guys and gals.
And
Shout out to
gals.
Miss Vince.
Thank you. Good morning.
Can I touch on what we were talking about just now in the Tennessee game? What I was looking at actually has to do with us being ran through with the so-called better run defense late in the season. And what I was looking at, I know we can't get Travis Jones, but I was looking at the kid from Purdue, 360. I might have the school wrong, but he can be there in the 4th round. My imagination is if you kick Raekwon to the end and you kick Christian Wilkins to the other end, then you can have a run stuffer first down. And then obviously Jalen Phillips and Ogba on the each ends of them. But this run defense that I see a lot of Dolphin fans think that they're so good. I think if you bring that same run defense back, Raekwon Davis on first down running stopping positions, I think he failed immensely. I want to get you guys' take on it.
But Sharif, let me ask you a question. That's if you're running a 3-4 scheme, but they're not running like a traditional 3-4. It's like a 2-5-2 or something like that they're running with 5 in the secondary,
Yes,
2 linebackers and 5 linemen.
And what I will also add to Alexander is they put 7, 8 men in the box so much
exactly
that it's almost irrelevant, almost, and I think that plays a big part, especially when you have safeties coming up to blitz the quarterback. So, that's why I was okay if we got the Honey Badger, because everybody's like, well, what do we need to do with another safety? And I'm like, imagine just one more added piece like that. It'd be insane. Am I wrong, Paul? I feel like that's accurate.
You saw me shaking my head, didn't you?
Spot on.
So the thing with Honey Badger is Eric Rowe.
Hey guys, I gotta get to work. I'll talk to you guys.
Easy, Alexander.
Steven, I gotta get to work. I'll be on later.
Bye.
So they ran a lot of 3 safety looks last year with Brandon Jones, Hollywood Vaughn, and Eric Rowe on the field. And Eric Rowe is good at covering the tight ends. But if you're going to run that flexible psycho defense, the dancing bear, all that stuff, the thing that worked when they finally went back to it again, Honey Badger adds a next level to it. Because Eric Rowe, you're like, all right, just go out there, cover the tight end, give us some run support. Honey Badger, you're like, all right, now it gets fun. Because we got you, Brandon Jones, and, oh, God, dude, Hollywood Vaughn.
It's going to be crazy.
We can flex all over the place with all 3 of you. And that's where it made sense. If you could make the dollar signs work, it would have replaced Eric Rowe. Eric Rowe would have been gone. And I love Eric Rowe. Eric Rowe definitely has a place on this team. But if you've got the opportunity to upgrade like that and continue to make the defense special,
you got to do it.
Dude, 100%.
All day. Let me bring in Chris Greer Goated, aka Andrevius, aka my man who's killing me over here in the chat. My number, you're supposed to be my number 2.
Listen, Steven, you're not gonna tell me you know something we don't know and then tell us you can't tell us until it happens. Because then if anything happens, you can say you knew.
I have 3 people.
Anything can happen.
No, look. I have told 3 people what it is that and they.
Well, you didn't tell me.
I'm tell sorry. 8 more people.
Yeah, it's not real until you tell 8 more people.
It's not.
We won't talk about it.
We won't talk about it at all. I promise we'll be quiet. No, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna get it. Batman. They're not gonna get me, Batman. They're not gonna do it, Batman. Batman, you gotta take yourself off mute.
What's going on, everybody? Good morning.
They're trying to get me, Batman. They're trying to cancel me.
Listen, man.
Smoke session over here.
Let me say this though: is there anything of the news that I broke on Thursday? Any of the 3 players?
I don't. Not that I'm aware of.
Honey Badger, J.C. Treader, and Debo.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yo, Steven, I'm gonna hop in and give you credit for a second, and this is for everybody listening. I've known Steven for a while before all this stuff. I know him very well. And I promise you, if he says something like that, if it's not what he's talking about, he will 100% stand up and be like, yo, I know I said I knew something. It wasn't that.
Is it Melvin and Gordon?
I'm not giving you guys
This is
any more
Stephon
answers.
Gilmore.
Nothing. You get
All right,
nothing
well,
else from me. And I
quick.
promise you that
It's
if
Stephon Gilmore.
everybody's like, we're exposing Steven's bags of tricks. When have I ever done
Hold
this?
on.
Never.
Let's
and the first time I
do
do
it this way.
this is who I am. Y'all are
Feed
killing me.
me some fat. Is it a trade or is it a free agent?
I'm not giving you anything.
Well, real
Does it
quick,
rhyme with
Steven,
Jamar
I
Waxon?
wanted to say that the show you did last night was epic, man. It was real cool to see everybody up there. Big E, everybody up there was cool. Reason going back and forth with TD. They were both going at it with facts, man. I know at the beginning it was harsh territory to see that, but it was good to see it, man. It's good for the fan base.
I appreciate it.
And
What did you get out of that? What facts did you get out of that? I got nothing but a 45-minute argument about Duke Johnson.
but
What do you mean?
But I want to say this, Steven. I was saying it in the comment section yesterday. You should try to do at least that same type of show with new YouTubers.
So
try it out.
I it's funny you say that. So just so you know, I haven't talked to anybody, but I have. I want to do a Dolphins chat live stream every month. And next, there's two that I really want to do. The next one is with the new YouTubers, right? And then the other one I want to do is with the ladies, right? Dolfreaky, Miss Fins, Insanity, Dolfreaky, Pamela.
305.
Yep, I already said 305. So,
oh, you did? I missed that.
Yep. So that's the next live Dolphin stream I think I'm going to set up. And then the new YouTubers I really want to do. So I'm getting bad feedback from somebody here.
So Sharif, you're muting and unmuting. It sounds like you're beatboxing.
Hey, Steven.
Sorry, that was the clubhouse agreement.
It's not that I don't love you. I apologize, man. I didn't mean to.
Hey, great show number one last night. Awesome show, Paul. The one thing we can agree with, one of my favorite pickups though was the fullback. You know how much he's going to help in the. You know how much he's going to help in the pass blocking, let alone the run blocking.
Oh, dude, he's going to help so much in so many ways, man. It's. I love the fact that we got two fullbacks now.
We got three fullbacks.
But Alex is.
I'm not counting Stephen Carter.
But Alex is going to be a beast because even if we have to put Jackson over at right tackle, he can go over and help him out on occasions. He can give two of that extra bit of time. And when you can't stack the box, God, he's going to kill that first line of defense and give our running back a whole. It's going to be wonderful to see.
Todd, you said
the only time we made the playoffs. We made the playoffs with fullbacks. The best fullbacks we have always helped our running backs produce 1,000 yards.
Rob Conrad.
Yep. What I will say with Rob Conrad, though, is he wasn't the blocker that Alec Ingold is. He was probably a little bit better runner. But
a better pass catcher, but
didn't Rob Conrad save somebody's life or
saved his life?
Yeah, saved his own life, like swim like 10 miles or something like that. Something crazy.
Yeah, he got stuck out in the ocean.
He got Tom Hanks, man.
Wilson! I'm sorry, my wife is working.
Yeah, he like showed up at somebody's place in his underwear after swimming like supposedly 20 miles in from his boat sinking or some goofy story that kept changing.
Stingray helped him to shore.
Hey, bro, look at this real quick. This is the Washington Nationals. Major League Baseball is doing a really cool job with these alternate uniforms. These are fire, bro. Look at that. I love that. I don't care how girly it looks. It looks cool, man.
No, that's cool.
So that's Japanese cherry blossoms or something?
I think so. There's a lot of blossoms.
That's what it looks like. It looks like Japanese cherry blossom.
I love it.
They got that big thing in DC for the Cherry Blossom Festival, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
That looks nice.
I love it. That's fire. Fire. Straight fire.
That's actually the same colors that our Miami soccer team had too, with the black and the light pink.
Yeah, but they have blossoms. They'll probably put like a palm tree in ours or something like that.
True.
Oh yeah.
Come on. I'm back, guys. Can you guys hear me? I'm having terrible connection right now.
We can hear you.
Steven, can I spill the
Terrible,
beans?
terrible,
I
terrible
mean, I
take.
don't
No
know if you
more,
know
no more
this thing.
Baker,
I
bro.
know y'all can
Uh,
say whatever you want. I'm not saying if
I
I
mean,
know what you're saying or not.
I'm already telling the fan base, and they know it sounds crazy right now, but the
Waddle's
April
not.
draft is around the corner. Listen to me and listen to me clearly.
Is it a gas
Jalen
station?
Waddle.
Is your source the gas station
Yes,
attendant?
yes, I already said it. My gas station source. He's on fire right now. You know that, Steven. He's on fire right now. That guy has been
Paul.
on point.
Just can't,
Listen,
Paul.
Jalen Waddle
You
might get
drive a
traded
Tesla,
to the
Pete.
Jaguars. He might get traded to the Jaguars for the number 1 overall pick.
Why?
There's a better chance of Jesse Davis starting at wide receiver for us before that happens.
Did you see how much Jacksonville's
We
wasting?
might not like it. We might
I
not
want to
like to
flush
hear
this
it,
out real
but
quick.
that's not the only
I just
big
want to
move.
say for the record,
Once we
in every
trade
way,
for
shape, or form,
Waddle,
I know
Tua
I
is
said,
on the
hold on,
move
Pete.
as well. Okay?
I just
I
want
was
to say
gonna
for the
save that
record.
one for later. You guys have a great day.
No, Pete, don't leave yet. Don't leave yet.
Hey, everybody's here to running, man. What's going on today, man?
He
People
just
hiding
wanted.
stuff.
He just
What's
wanted to
going
stir the pot.
Boom Stein Fisher said, Pete, with that gas information,
So let me be real quick though. There's
Beat gas
the
station
top
takes
5
and he drives
targets
a
in the
Tesla.
draft aren't
Our
really
DNs,
people that would be targets
yeah.
for us.
Yeah, he just want to stir the pot. That's
Yeah,
it.
that
There's nobody top 5.
Why
that we
hasn't
would,
Bobby Wagner signed? Why hasn't Honey Badger signed? Why hasn't J.C. Treader signed?
I'll
What's
tell you
going on?
why. So I had this conversation
Age.
last night and today with somebody. The reason that they haven't signed is because a lot of these guys are asking for big money, and these teams want to know what they can get in the draft. So they're going to wait to see what they get in the draft before they go after a veteran or overpaying too much for a veteran.
So you're saying Jarvis Landry's effing things up right now?
I mean, look, Jarvis. If the rumors are true and Jarvis wants $20 million, I love the guy, but the man's smoking crack. Like, there's no other way to look at it than that. He's not getting $20 million. He's not.
Not from us, but do you think there's a team out there that might be thirsty enough for a vet?
You better hope not.
Not at
That's the whole
20.
market.
Nobody has the cap space to pay Jarvis Landry $20 million.
Yeah,
He
you
should have
don't
traded them 2 weeks ago. If he
does.
wanted that kind of money.
you don't create that. You don't cut players to sign
I
Jarvis.
just want to say, I love the guy, but tell me where a team. First of all, he doesn't have better productivity than Tyreek Hill or Devontae Adams. Both those guys are $20 million guys, and they didn't even get $20 million this offseason.
True.
Very true.
Steven,
So why does Jarvis think he's God's gift and is going to get?
he's not going to get $20 million. He's more like a $13 million wide receiver.
At most.
Look, so 2 things I want to say. That's why I have a very difficult time believing that he fired his agent, got new representation. So I do think there might be some people that want to say, oh, well, he's trying to get some outrageous number, and that's why he fired his previous representation. I think there's more to the story than meets the eye there. Don't really care what it is, by the way. But what I will also say to it, like, Jarvis has got to know where he stands. I think if I had to guess, Jarvis's money this year will be 10 to 13 mil. He'll get 10 to 13 million from somebody this year. Point blank.
Also, if I may, Stephen, I wanted to bring something up. I wanted to state something to Pete's most recent comment. The only time
don't address
you
gas
trade
station
up to the
gas
number,
station allegations, Russell.
all I want to say is that the only time that you trade up for the number 1 overall pick is for a quarterback, and there is no quarterback in this draft worth the number 1 overall pick.
You are 100%.
It doesn't
Wait, but I
make
thought that Kenny Pickett was
no
the
sense at all.
Pickett was the real one.
Kenny Pickett might not be a top 15 pick.
I actually don't think that.
And why would we trade Waddle after we literally just drafted the kid?
I promise you on everything. 2 things. Number 1, what I have is nothing to what Pete just said in any way, shape, or form. But there's no. He goes. Oh my God! Don't address the gas station allegations. Are you serious?
See, I think I know
I feel
what
like
you're
he's
talking.
trolling us too. He's trolling
I
us.
think I know what you're talking about, and I know you're not going to answer me, but I think it's quarterback related.
Not like, look, I'm. Y'all
Hey,
have
look.
no idea.
Let me
I
ask you
promise
this. Let me
y'all.
ask you this, Steven. Let me change the topic real quick here, man, because it's gonna get like an ass fest here of different type of scenarios. I don't want to put you in that spot. Von Miller signed with Buffalo, so let's expect more or less what Wagner will get the same as what Von Miller had, or a little bit less.
Wagner's asking for 11 mil.
Von Miller got an outrageous contract from Buffalo that he in no way, shape, or form can live up to. I love Von. I think Von's great. I would love to have him on my team. But the contract he got in Buffalo, no way in the world I would have ever given him that.
Well,
And I'll say that.
So Wagner would expect the same, probably.
I'll let Rashad go after me. What I will say to this is, the only reason that Buffalo did that is because that was their weakness in the game against Kansas City, and that's why they lost. They didn't have anybody in that linebacking or passing the rusher person to go after Patrick Mahomes or make Patrick Mahomes feel like. That's what I feel about it. And so they're like, well, who's the best guy that's available? Von Miller? Okay, whatever he wants, we'll pay it. And that's what happened. Rashad, go ahead.
Yeah, I read something where they were saying how he's not planning on fulfilling all 5 years of that contract, and it works out in Buffalo Bills' favor. So it was actually smart for them to sign him to that outrageous deal at the end of the day.
I mean, look, say it what you want. I'll also say this. He'll be a thorn in our backside next year. I'm not going to say that it's not. We're going to have a difficult time, with
Not with Teron Armstead and a left tackle.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Why are we talking about Von Miller? You know how bad evaluation that is by the Bills? 3 years in a row in free agency or the draft, they're going after defensive ends. 3, bro. They got Espinoza. Last year they got 2 defensive ends. What did they get? Basham?
They got Boogie Basham. They got Boogie Basham, and they got Greg Russo.
There you go, Greg Russo. And now you go get Von Miller? What does that tell you about their evaluation? Look, first of all, what you want to do is address different positions every offseason. If you keep going back to the same ones, that means that your scouting has bad evaluation. Period, point blank. But that's not why I came up here. I came up here just to remind you, Steven, that Will Smith is a pimp, and I told you. That's why Chris Rock got slapped like a you-know-what. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. And I have some information, too, and I want to win so bad that I won't tell nobody. That's all I got to say.
You people with the come on.
I have a question for Steven and Paul.
Well, if Esther wants it to happen, that means it's definitely involving Tua going somewhere. But I don't.
No. Hey, all I'm gonna say is,
give it a sauce. I gotta say something on what you just said.
I already know about the Lamar Jackson.
What's that, Russell? What's that? Somebody that played Muhammad Ali should hit a hell of a lot better than what Will Smith did the other night. I'm sorry. Just got to say that.
Personally, how I see it is Will Smith.
We can break it down.
We're not going to. Not on my show. Sharif, did you have a question?
Yeah, I have a question for Steven and Paul. I'm looking right now at what linebackers could possibly be left. Okay. And I don't really see anybody that really.
Anderson.
Pardon me?
Troy Anderson.
Yes.
So I talked about him on our mock draft show, and I'm not going to advertise our stuff on here. This is Steven's thing.
Go ahead.
This dude, literally 3 years ago, all FBS at quarterback. 2 years ago, all FBS at running back.
Yes, I watched your show. Yeah, I watched
last year. All FBS, and I think he was the Mountain Conference Defensive Player of the Year with 140-something tackles as a 4.42 linebacker. And he's raw and developing. And he's somebody that a coach that likes wrinkles can have all kinds of fun with all day long. And he's played a little safety too. And the guy's 6'4", 235. I mean,
and I think he runs like a 4.4, right, bro?
4.42.
I was looking at his tape this week too, man. He's nice, very fast. He looks like he can play pretty much in this defense every linebacker position, which we need because we got guys that get hurt. We got guys like Landon Roberts that quit. I'm just gonna say in the Tennessee game he quit. So
Well, he
yeah,
just
I like
guessed it, so he's
that
going to look real
prospect.
bad on occasion.
As long
Which
as we
is
draft
Troy
Mike Wright,
Anderson?
I'm good.
Troy
Yeah.
Anderson goes to the Eagles at 51. Wow.
No,
Look,
the Eagles are going to fill up on linebackers before that.
We're
Have you
getting
done-
Leo
have you-
Chanel.
Have you done a
Leo
mock?
Chanel's a good
Have you done a
player,
mock
bro.
draft already with our after the Tyreek Hill trade? Have you done a mock draft?
Oh yeah, we just did one Saturday morning.
All right. So who did you have the Dolphins taking in your mock draft on Saturday?
Oh, good Lord. You can make me pull this up. I know I had them take Troy Anderson. We took Matt Ariza in the 5th.
Yes.
Give me 1 sec. Let me look here. Now, people can say that, but I've been on the Matt Ariza train since before it was cool.
Wait, do you?
I need to do a filler
Matt
real quick while
Rice's
he's
going to be
looking.
the steal of the draft, kicking
Chanel,
80 yards downfield, changing field position.
And also, Steven, if Troy Anderson is in there, who do you think they could possibly get
Leo
at
Chanel.
linebacker?
I mean, look, I'll say this: if they don't address it in the draft with somebody who can start day one, and I do think there's depth in rounds 3 that there might be somebody there, maybe even 4 that has an opportunity to get some real good playing time on the defense this year. I'll say then you have to go after a veteran, and the guy that honestly makes the most sense to me in this defense is Bobby Wagner. Like he fits this defense to a T. I think. Everything about him I like. He brings veteran leadership. He would fit right in with the monster. Like, I want you all to think about something for a second. And I don't think this is going to happen. But let's just imagine this for a second. Imagine Bobby Wagner and Honey Badger signing with the Dolphins after draft day.
We have the best defense in the NFL.
It would be like I can't even get it. I'm coughing because, I mean, first of all, it'll never happen. Like, let's just get that straight. But if it did, come
You
on.
said
now.
that about Tyreek.
It would be.
Guys?
I did. You're right, Rashad. I said I'll tell you a funny thing. My wife said for years, she goes, Steven, there's one of two people you need for the Dolphins to get better. She said if y'all got Derrick Henry or Tyreek Hill, the Dolphins would significantly improve and it would be crazy. And I told my wife, I said, babe, you're crazy. I said, there's no way the Kansas City Chiefs will ever give up Tyreek Hill. And if they did, it would be for a king's ransom. And I said, there's no way Derrick Henry would ever leave Tennessee. Now, I still think I'm right about Tennessee. But, I mean, I was wrong about Tyreek. And not only was I wrong about Tyreek Hill, we didn't have to give up a king's ransom for him.
Your wife
My kids were like, that doesn't even make sense when I told them what we
She
traded.
called this shit. Just naming those players, she put the good juju out there for us.
And so to Rashad's,
Tell her to name off some other key players. That
I
can
know,
come to
right?
mind.
Exactly. Let her put that into the universe. To Rashad's point, look, don't be surprised if Bobby and Honey Badger show up on a Dolphins roster after the draft. Like that, it could happen.
By the way, Steven.
I think the Honey Badger is more likely. Bobby Wagner won
What'd you
11
say,
mil.
Sharif? I agree, Russ. What'd you say, Sharif?
Yeah, real quick. I don't know if this has legs to it or not, but Melvin Ingram is 24 hours. I got it in the chat room. I don't know if it has legs, but Melvin Ingram, defensive end. Boy, that would be great. But I don't know if I'm blowing anyone's cover or not. But that's what I'm seeing right now.
Just wait till after the draft. Just think about last year with Jadeveon Clowney and Logan Ryan, the deals that they signed when they thought they were about to get paid. I see the same thing happening after the draft this year with all these veterans that's out there. Jabril Peppers, Jarvis Landry, Bobby Watt. Like, they want these mega
They're not
deals.
going to get the money they're wanting. I mean,
Exactly.
Honey Badger wanted 14 mil a season.
100%, Russ. And I'll go into say this. And Paul, did you pull up your draft stuff? Because I want you to tell me in a minute.
Yeah, because then I got to bounce after, just so you know.
What the other thing?
I want to ask Paul a question before he leaves, please.
The other thing I will say to this too, guys, that Field Yates Twitter report this morning that has come out about the Armstead salary cap hit only being $3.9 million. You need to understand, Dolphin fans. Listen. Matter of fact, let me do this because I don't think y'all hearing me because I need y'all to understand what I'm saying here. The Miami Dolphins are only giving up $3.9 million in the salary cap to Armstead this year. I need y'all to think about that for a minute. That is,
I thought it was 1.8.
It's going to be a 3.9 hit this year. It's going to be a 3.9 hit because they have to take the signing bonus divided by how many years the contract is to go into the salary cap hit for this year. So 3.9 is the hit this year, right? That is crazy. That's all great. Sat up here on this panel and we're like 18 to 22 mil. It's going to happen 18 to 22 mil. You mean to tell me that our GM got the number one free agent this year at $3.9 million?
Armstead wanted to come
That's
here.
insane.
I've always said that, man.
That's the only thing that makes sense to me is Armstead wanted to come here. And I think he made that very apparent in his press conference by the way he presented himself, you know, not just in the throwback Dan Marino jersey, but just as a whole, being in Miami and how happy he looked. I think he's been wanting to come here for a while and people just didn't see it.
Also, Russell, $150 million of signing bonus, meaning out of Stephen Ross's pocket, is gone to signees. So that's not on the books.
And you know what? To Sharif's point,
that's on the books. It's just spread across.
It's just spread across. And to Sharif's point about Ross is opening up that checkbook, and he don't care. And as much crap as much crap as I give him, as much crap as I get him, okay, and I give him a lot of crap. I can't ever say that man didn't try to spend some money on this team. He is opening up his checkbook. Hold on. Let Paul
but
go.
overall, Steve. Go ahead.
Can I ask Paul a question real quick?
Yeah, what's up? What you got? I'll answer real quick, and then I'll hammer through the mock real quick. If that's cool.
All right. My question to you is what are your thoughts on Leo Chanel, and do you think he makes it to our 3rd round pick?
I think he might be there. He's probably going to go somewhere in the 3rd, whether it's to us or not. I'd probably take Troy Anderson over him because I like the ceiling a little better with Anderson, but I would not be unhappy at all, and Chanel would be almost plug and play.
I really like
his strength profile is insane. I like the speed a little bit better for this defense, and I like the flexibility a little better for this defense, and that's why I say Troy Anderson.
He almost ran a 4.4 almost.
Yeah, 4.42. That ain't bad.
All right, Paul, go ahead. So this
All
is Paul's mock draft on Saturday.
All right, so just so you know, we made a couple minor little trades. I won't dive deep into those. Nothing major. We didn't move up anywhere to try to steal people, but so at 102, we took Troy Anderson. There was a trade back with Denver. We took Chiga Okonkwo.
Who's Troy Anderson? Give us.
Troy Anderson. I already talked about him, so that's why I skipped over. He's that linebacker, quarterback, running back, jack of all, runs a 4.42. Chiga Okonkwo, the tight end out of Maryland. We took him at 126. He's more of a fullback, H-back, kicks Ethan Carter off the roster and can actually be effective on the field and be multiple, which we know
Ethan Carter's cap hit this year?
What's that?
What's Ethan Carter's cap hit this year? Does anybody know?
It's I think $3 million maybe off the top of my head.
So that would take that off the books and give this kid whatever. Got it. Okay.
Cole Strange, offensive guard and center out of Chattanooga. He had a great offseason so far. He's somebody that might be able to come in and challenge Dieter, who I don't hate, by the way, and I was glad to hear Chris Greer bring up yesterday. 158, guy you all know and love, Matt Ariza.
Yeah, baby, let's
go. Best punter in the draft.
Kicking it 80 yards when we actually can't get out of our own end zone and flipping that field. So good with that one. I added 206 in one of the trades. Grabbed Bo Melton, the speedy wide receiver out of Rutgers, at 224, which was a pick I added. Eric Barriere, the quarterback out of Eastern Washington. This guy put up video game numbers last year. His footwork's terrible, but his accuracy's good, and he's able to take off and run with the ball when the pocket's not there. Developmental guy to sit behind Teddy and Tua.
Practice squad player. Good practice squad player.
Mm-hmm. And maybe he'll be something someday. Maybe he won't, but a 6th, 7th rounder, it's fine with me. And then I actually went back to Rutgers at pick 247 and took a speedy wide receiver, running back, Isaiah Pacheco. If he's a guy that can hit a hole, if there's a lane there and hit it fast, I want to say he ran 4.38 off the top of my head.
Okay.
And he might be something, might not, but it's worth a late round flyer. And that's
I have 2 questions for you.
yes. What you got?
Right, so first of all, you said you took a running back in the 7th round. You did with Gerard Dokes last year. What happens with Gerard Dokes?
I think Garrett Dokes is going to still be here, get an opportunity in camp. I think he's going to start getting looked at more of that fullback type role, but he's deep on the depth chart right now anyway.
Yeah. So my question is, if that's the case, why draft another running back in the 7th round?
They're different profiles. This is a speed guy that can hit the hole quick. Late round, you just take a flyer on guys you get a gut feeling with sometimes.
Okay.
And he's got better speed than Dokes all day.
Okay.
So if he can do what he did at Rutgers and hit that lane hard and fast, that's just something Dokes can't do. And we've seen McDaniel have success with these late round guys that can do just that in the past.
Yep.
So adding another body to camp is another weapon and still keeps with that speed profile. And what I'll tell folks too, when you're doing mock drafts this year, based on this offseason, if anybody you're looking to draft ran unnaturally slow for their position, if you're trying to keep any realm of realism to your mock draft, just pass him by, because Miami has just been even with Teron Armstead, the guy ran what, a 4.7?
Yeah,
like
for an offensive lineman. That's crazy.
4.6.
Crazy.
Mhm. So
That's a running back number 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, you got to be a football player and you got to be fast for what they're trying to do. So
all right. So my next question to you is,
yeah,
why, the Boston College kid, the offensive, offensive tackle, offensive guard. I can't think of his name.
the guard, he's going into the first, beginning of the second.
Okay. So all right. So
yeah, he won't be there. The one that the one that might be there is, God, I'm drawing a blank right now. The center from Boston, Lindstrom.
That's who I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm talking about. Why would the Dolphins not go after him? Because they have Matt Applebaum there now.
I think if he were there in the 4th, they might. But I think come hell or high water, unless if the cupboards are bare or somebody drastically slides, I think they're going to end up probably going linebacker in round 3.
The best linebacker available.
Well, I have a question real quick, if you don't mind.
Hold on. One more question before I let Miss Finns ask hers.
Okay, go ahead.
What round did you have Ariza in?
Pick 158. I believe it was the 4th.
Okay. Is there any chance some team decides, this kid is crazy good, let's spend a 3rd round pick on him? Because I personally think everybody wants him. Every team wants him. Okay. And I could totally see somebody spending a 3rd round pick on the kid.
Man, you still in my thunder, Steven. I was going to ask that.
And you know what, though? They might. And at the end of the day, he's still, he's phenomenal. But he's still a punter. And Matt Camarda, I can't think of the college off the top of my head, is a damn good punter as well. There's actually 3 or 4 really good punters in this draft. And let's face it, hopefully we won't need one, but
we do need one. We don't have a punter right now on our roster.
No, I'm just saying. Hopefully we don't ever punt.
Hopefully we don't have to punt.
Oh, that's true. I get you. All right, I get what you're saying.
Oh, that makes sense. But my question is kind of sort of what Stephen was alluding to. My concern too was, is Ariza even going to be available by the time we end up picking him? And if not so, my second question was going to be, who else do you think would be a good addition to the team, because we do need a punter. I mean, at least for Sanders, we need somebody that can help him. You know what I mean?
Well, no, and that's where you take a Matt Camarda in the 5th. I mean, Camarda was challenging with Ariza, and really up until about a month and a half ago, when Ariza became a sensation amongst the fan base out there, Ariza was ranked the number 2 punter.
Okay.
going into the offseason, at the beginning of the offseason.
This kid was hitting 75-yard punts, Paul.
And I agree. Trust me. I've been screaming about him since I started doing mocks in December. But he was still the number 2 ranked punter on draft boards going into the offseason. Now, I preferred him, but that should tell you enough about a guy like Camarda to be okay with taking him. And there are 2 or 3 others as well.
And any other draft, Camarda would be the number 1 punter.
Oh, handily.
By far and away. But Ariza's out of this world.
Mm-hmm. No, 80-yard punts with accuracy. Let's go.
I'm telling you right now, if we get Ariza, bro, because here's everybody's like, really, you're saying that about a punter? I think football is all about field position.
Yep.
Right? It's about field position. And if you can get a punter to change the field, let's say we're having a bad game and we're not able to get the drive we want to, or maybe we have a couple of 3 and outs early in a game. I want my punter being able to drop it in within the 5 and let our defense have 95 yards to play with whatever offense we're playing against. Give me and I'm telling you, I think that I think this kid Ariza is that big for any team, and it just would change the game. It would change any game.
I was just going to say that, Steven, I actually think he is the first punter to actually be considered a game changer at that position.
No.
That's why I am okay.
I said at that position.
The first punter in a while.
No.
Right.
In a while.
I heard you, but you forget about that Raiders punter.
Yeah,
who made too much money or whatever. Couldn't keep him on the roster.
Yeah, well, and Marquette King, as soon as he left,
Marquette King.
As soon as he left Oakland, he couldn't find a place because he wanted too much money. And
he was working.
He was the Jarvis Landry of punters.
I see what you did there, Paul.
Yeah.
I see what you did. All right, Paul.
On that note,
thank you, brother. I love you, man. Thank you.
Love you too, man. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Paul. Bye-bye.
All right, let me bring on Slim Shady Canes, who's in the back room. What's up, Slim Shady?
How's it going, fellas?
What's
and
going
ladies?
on, man? How are you?
Hey, Slim Shady.
I'm sitting here listening to the conversation, and I'm trying to figure out what's with this big want for Honey Badger. I mean, there is no more overrated defense in the NFL than Kansas City.
He was the best player on that Kansas City defense, though.
Great. That makes you that's
Badger.
equivalent to being the bronze medalist in the Special Olympics.
I already like this guy. He's already
I love Slim Shady. All right. So Shady, let me tell you what I believe. Now, first of all, what I believe is nothing. Who cares probably what I think, but I'll at least you ask the question, I'll give you my thoughts. I think that all he does is provide amazing depth to an already killer and stunning secondary. And if we're doing 8 men in the box, I said this earlier, we're consistently doing 8 men in the box, and we're blitzing safeties and we're blitzing corners. And Honey Badger he's got a hit stick, and he's a playmaker. You say what you want, he might get beat, but the kid also makes plays. He's going to give you 3, 4, maybe even 5 plays a game where you're like, that can change the game. And Honey Badger can change the game. Do I want him? Yes. Do I want to overpay for him? No. And what I will also say to that is, I don't think he's God's greatest gift. Again, I just think he brings I think he just brings so much added depth to an already amazing secondary.
May I speak to that real quick, Stephen? Because I think I have a comparison that you guys might understand here. And just to go off of what Slim Shady was saying, maybe perhaps the way he sees adding Honey Badger to this team and our defense is how I see adding Debo to the offense. To me, we already have players that, obviously, I'm not saying I don't want either player. Obviously, I'll take them both in a heartbeat. But I feel we have enough in the position for us to be able to move forward, where I'd rather focus on other areas to make this team even more complete. So I think that's probably perhaps good to see a lot of people feel that
I
way.
agree with both of them, Steven, because if it comes down to we're not going to fill a position just to get that guy, that doesn't make any sense. We need more depth at the linebacker position. We could always use another offensive lineman.
True.
So that's where I'm at. I'm
True.
not that big on Honey Badger right now because of the fact that we got Brandon Jones, and the guy is up and coming. So you'd be taking away snaps from him. And it's not like we don't got guys like Nick Needham that you can move around to strong safety. So,
See,
I mean,
this
Another thing too to add
my
that real quick though. Sorry, guys. Another
see
thing
my
too, look at what happened last year. Our freshman or our rookie, our rookie defense got better throughout the year because they were able to have snaps.
100%.
And if you take that away, that's going to take away from their development as well. So I agree with Captain.
Go ahead,
Can
Russell.
I?
Go
so
ahead, Russell, then
see
Rashad.
for me, based on what I was hearing for a while, is that the Tyrann Mathieu, we gave him a contract and he hadn't signed it yet. And I truly feel like him coming in was predicated on another move, and I'm going to explain why. When we were discussing the whole Debo trade, there were talks that Byron Jones was part of that package. I believe that they were going to bring Nick Needham to the outside boundary, and then they were going to put Honey Badger at the slot, because if everybody forgets, he actually started off in the slot as a slot corner, and he's moved back and forth between that spot and being the safety.
Depending on the defense that he plays in.
Yeah, and you can put him in the slot and still have Brandon Jones and Javon Holland on the field at the same time.
100%.
See, I think that the whole Debo situation not happening has played a role in why the Honey Badger's not here. Because I think what had happened is they were asking for too much for Debo. Greer said, F that, and they're going to wait until free agency, because I truly believe Debo Samuel will be a Miami Dolphin in the 2023 season. And and the other thing that no one's talking about, which I'm glad they're not, because I'm rooting for Tua. I want Tua to do well. I'm extremely excited for this season. I do believe he will do well, but let's say he doesn't. Those 2 first-round picks next year are not for the draft. They're for trading for a quarterback. And from what I keep hearing, and I know Reason's talked about it, I know a lot of people have talked about it.
LJ.
I believe that, yep, it's Lamar Jackson. And just for a second, let's hypothetically go down this little path here, and let's say Tua doesn't work out and we do get Lamar Jackson. Do you know what kind of offense that's going to be?
I mean,
having the fastest players at every position on the entire
in the NFL
field is insane. It's insane.
I don't.
And I want, and don't get me wrong, I want Tua to succeed. I want him to be our franchise quarterback. I want Tua here, just to be clear. But there's nothing wrong with fantasizing about having that type
so
of offense.
Russell, you and I have heard some of the same stuff. I would say they're touching those 2 picks next year. And I also believe that they have contingency plans if just want to throw that word in there, if Tua fails. But
yes,
but to the point of not talking about next year or if, I truly believe that the Dolphins are going to still do everything in their power to make sure that this season they make a run at this thing. And their roster,
they're all in.
They're all in on this year, and they're all in on Tua being the guy to help lead them to that promised land. And how do I know that? Look at what they've done. So Slim Shady, to your original question, dude, I think there might be some teams that might see it as, oh my God, Honey Badger, he'll be a starter. He's going to be an every down person that can help us and do whatever. But to us, he's not an every down starter. He's somebody that provides depth and plays very well in an amazing secondary already. Does that make sense, Slim Shady?
Yeah, and I wasn't saying that to say, that he's a bad player. I don't think that at all. But I think just sitting here listening to what y'all are saying, I think Miami's going the complete wrong way as far as defense.
Explain to me why. Explain to me why. I'm interested.
Y'all brought up what the Bills were doing, especially with their front four.
Yep.
I think they have seen what Tampa has done as far as, I mean, because they basically reverted back to the Tampa 2.
They did.
Four down linemen and dropping 7 in the coverage and getting pressure with 4. And I think that's where Buffalo is being smart, because they've seen they shut down New Orleans with it. They shut down Green Bay with it. They shut down Kansas City with it. If you can get pressure with your front 4 and be able to drop 7 into coverage, and, you know, guys like, oh God, well, who's the one that the Bills drafted out of Miami last year?
Greg Rousseau.
Greg Rousseau. Greg Rousseau not only can play the end, Greg Rousseau can also play on the interior of the line. He did that in college. He's done it in the pros. And I think that's what Buffalo's trying to build, is the defense that is shown to be able to at the very least slow down the incredible offenses in the NFL now. And I think that's really smart.
So to asking you the question, you think Miami, the Dolphins, are going about it the wrong way?
My personal view of it is my personal view of it is
because our defense is predicated on the secondary, not our front 4.
And that's true. I want to Slim Shady, go ahead and finish your statement. I want you to finish.
I mean, he pretty much said it. I think they're not putting enough emphasis on the front 4, and it's a matter of look what has worked to slow down these incredible offenses and copy it.
Let me say this, Shady. So I don't know too many defenses in the NFL that can put 7 or 8 in the box and not be too worried about the secondary and the holes that would be. I think 95% of anybody that is on that secondary, with the exception of one player, and I don't need to name his name, if they're playing in the secondary, it doesn't matter, you know, whether they're playing zone or man-to-man, they're gonna make a play at the ball, and they're not normally gonna get beat. So I'm not too worried about putting 8 in the box and worried about the secondary. I think most defenses in the NFL, though, don't have the secondary we have, so they put more of an emphasis on the front 4 or the front 5 because they want to pressure the quarterback more. But again, to my earlier statement, we have safeties that blitz the quarterback. And that's
I'm not only talking about pass rush. I mean, Tampa's able to shut down pretty much any run game with their front 4.
I'm not going to deny that. And Ndamukong Suh's a big part of that.
He is, no doubt. Vita Vea.
And Vita Vea, like, I'll say this. I'll say 2 things. I wanted Vita Vea so bad in the draft the year he came out. And he was projected in most mock drafts to go to the Dolphins. And I was so excited for him. And we didn't do it. I was upset. And to be honest, there's not nobody, but there's very few people in the NFL that has that strength, that upper body strength. Man, he manhandles offensive linemen, and it's hilarious because Vita Vea is a monster. And when you guys not Ndamukong Suh, I think you guys have one of the best interior defensive lines in the NFL, point blank, period. There's no arguing that. And I see what you say with us because we have.
I want to piggyback off of what you're saying when you're done, Steven.
No problem. We have Taylor. And we have Christian Wilkins, and I love both of those guys, but they are no Ndamukong Suh and Vita Vea. So I get your point. I just think we're also better suited at other positions on the defense where you guys might not be, and I think that they cancel each other out. That's just my opinion of it. But I agree with you. Our front 4 is you have maybe the best front 4 in the NFL.
Well, Tampa's secondary is young, and they got made to look a lot worse than they were when Jameis Winston was there, when he's redefining 30 for 30.
Yep. Go ahead, Russell.
So what I wanted to piggyback off of is the simple fact that you also got to understand our D line is a lot younger. Raekwon Davis is going into his 3rd season, which is typically when we start to see breakout play by these types of players. Like Wilkins had a breakout year last year, and it was his 3rd season. So he really stepped up and came and, performed at a much higher level. Mm-hmm. I am really keen on giving a player 3 years and getting accustomed to the NFL. Raekwon Davis is going to be a beast in every aspect of the game. I can promise
I
you
hope
that.
so.
The one part that I wish Miami, and they may do it this year, but the part that I want to see is Phillips on the end, Ogbah on the other end, and I want Wilkins and I want Raekwon on the inside. I want them to run
It's a great defensive
more
front four.
some more 4-3 if it's applicable in a game. Because if they do that, our front four can be just as nasty as anybody else's front four.
Let me just interrupt you 1 second. The reason why I don't think that can happen, good, bad, or indifferent, okay, is you would then rely on them to play a majority of all the snaps on defense, and Agba's not doing that. Christian Wilkins isn't doing that, and Phillips hasn't done it yet. So the issue is you have to plug and play people on that D line that aren't as good with when all four of those are in there at the same time. Now, personally, I think on third down, all four of those guys should be the front four.
Yes. I'm not saying every play. I'm saying they should use it more often than they do.
They should. I agree. I agree with that 100%.
Just for clarity on that.
Go ahead, Rashad.
I feel if I'm correct, that's what we were doing at the beginning of the season, trying to leave our safeties in man. Trying to leave our safeties in zone and man up our corners and just rush four, and that was our downfall at the beginning of the season.
I don't think y'all are wrong, but I just think the philosophy on what Russell was saying, I kind of lean more towards what he was saying. Just my mentality towards that would be more like your main interior guys are going to be Wilkins and Raekwon, and you can always shift them left or right depending on where you want to line them up. But I would have Phillips or Ogbah just have more of a stand-up role because they just excel better at that. So that's what I would do.
My issue is
I don't feel that way with Phillips.
Esther, can they play 50 snaps a game though? And that's where it is.
And not only that, but the thing about Jalen Phillips is there are two definitions of an edge. You have a stand-up outside linebacker that can be an edge, and then you have a in the dirt defensive end edge.
Yep.
That right there is what Phillips is. And we noticed that his production went up once they told him to go after the quarterback instead of dropping into coverage as an outside linebacker. He is a defensive end edge rusher. That is what he is best at. That's what we've seen him break that, franchise rookie sack record. That's when you started seeing him open up more. He needs to have his hands in the dirt. He shouldn't be an outside linebacker. I don't agree.
But what I will say about Jalen Phillips, and this is from watching him in college, yes, he's good at getting after the quarterback, but he is absolutely terrible about trying to pick up a runner that's coming his way. And it's like
he's
all
not
of his
good at
focus
setting
is
the edge
on the
yet, but
quarterback.
he can get better at setting the edge.
Let me ask you, Shady. Let me ask you: would you rather have had Rousseau or Phillips?
Rousseau all day long.
Interesting.
And I mean, that's just perfect example. 2020 when North Carolina dropped a 50 burger on Miami.
Yep,
that was Jalen Phillips. Jalen Phillips and Quincy Roche on the other end. That was them overrunning every single play and leaving a hole wide open up the middle for somebody to run.
I remember that game vividly. I watched it.
I feel like Jalen Phillips is more of an athletic freak than Greg Rousseau.
I was about to say the same thing, Russell. I would disagree.
I agree with that.
I think Phillips is the better athlete, and look, I loved when we drafted him. I was not mad at it at all with the pick and where we picked him at. I think it was great.
And I agree that Phillips is the better athlete. I think Greg Rousseau is the more polished football player, and he's also more versatile.
I would have been happy having both of them personally.
Oh, I'm not saying I wouldn't want Jalen
Hey,
Phillips.
look, in my
I'm just
mock
saying
draft,
he
I
needs
had
some
Rousseau
polish.
going in the second round, but you know what? I'm much more happy with Javon Holland on our team than
Oh yeah,
I'm
Javon
glad
Holland
that we
was the
got
steal
Rousseau.
of the NFL draft this past year. I don't
100%.
care
The
what
man
anybody
might
says.
have been the best defensive
Golden
player.
child.
Vlad, who's a Bills fan, who we love Vlad here on the channel, big supporter of the channel, said, "You people are crazy. Rousseau is a freak." We're
He's
not.
still
I'm
not
not.
Jalen Phillips.
I don't think he's Jalen Phillips, but I'm not going to discount Rousseau's natural ability either. He is good.
He's naturally like he's physically gifted at what he does. It is
and he
there's
causes
no skill
problems.
to it. It's just all it's all physicality.
Yeah,
Like
Rousseau
that's how
has
he's
caused
able
us
to play
problems.
inside like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. He's caused us problems. Now, the other thing that I think is interesting, we're talking about in the trend. By the way, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. We're doing a Dolph fan panel here with some of the greatest fans around. I appreciate y'all doing this. This is a great conversation. This is one of the best Dolphin panels I've had in a long time with the fans. I really think that when it comes down to it, the game is won and lost in the trenches. I don't think none of us are denying that, whether it be the offensive side or defensive side. But I also think that this team, offense and defensively, is built for one thing, and that's speed. And I think speed alone kills. And when you
We
have
have a
speed,
need for speed.
we have the fastest team ever in the NFL. And I'm not just talking about on offense. I mean, look at the guys on defense,
Yeah,
too.
we're
They are
fast. We're
fast.
super fast on defense. I mean,
Yeah.
Holland's fast. Phillips is fast for his size. Ogball ain't slow. Hell, our slowest defensive player is probably, I would have to say, either a Landon Roberts or maybe oh, I just drew a blank. Because I think Wilkins is pretty quick for as big as he is too. We've seen it. Man, I mean, Landon Roberts, he's the only one I could think of that you could literally see on the field that is slower than the rest of the field.
Scott said Phillips had double the sacks and only played 50% of the snaps. I agree with that,
Yep.
Scott.
Yep.
That's a good.
He's bigger, faster, stronger than Russo.
Earlier in the year, I truly believe he would have had the most sacks because I know Micah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he got 14 and a half as a rookie. I really do think that Phillips would have had a lot more than that. He would have actually had probably 15 and a half, if not 16, because he only played half the season, if you really look at it.
But that also goes back to my point of how versatile Greg Rousseau is when they move him to the interior of the line and he's eating up 2 blocks and that frees up somebody else.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you're right. I can't even argue with that because that's a factual statement. Luis, what's up, Luis? How are you doing, brother?
Hey, thanks for putting me on, Steven. What's up, panel? How's everybody
Pretty good, man.
doing?
How are you?
I'm good. I wanted to go back to what Russell was kind of saying about Wilkins and Raekwon in the middle.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that assessment as well because remember, to your point, Steven, you asked the question, do you think they could play 50 to 60 snaps a game? Well, if Mike McDaniel's offense comes in and we think it is going to be what we think it's going to be, that means the defense is probably going to be on the field a lot less. Plus, in those scenarios, you still got Zeiler coming off. I think Zeiler, we don't put a lot of respect on his name, but I think Zeiler is a real big player for us. So he can, if one of those guys needed a breather, I think Zeiler could come in and take that. So I kind of do like that 4-3 scheme that Russell was talking about.
Luis, let me tell you why I appreciate your take. Let me tell you why I somewhat disagree with it. We have speed. So if we do have any sort of offense, they're going to be moving along. So it's not like we're going to have 9-minute possessions on offense. Our possessions are going to be hopefully 4-minute touchdowns, 5-minute touchdowns. We're not going to have those long possessions because the speed is going to make that offense score very quickly. So I think that I like where your head is at. I just don't know if that's the reality of the situation that we're going to be in. I still think our defense is going to be on the field for a good period of time throughout the game.
Yeah, but even to your point right there, like you say, let's say we put a drive together and it's only 4.5, maybe 5 minutes. That's still longer than most of our drives last year. Our drive last year was a 3 and out. We were punting the ball within 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. So it doesn't seem like a lot, but I'd rather have a 5-minute drive than a 2-minute drive. You know,
I can tell you right now, Louise, I truly think based off the way that he's going to run this offense, it's going to be extremely balanced. I'm going to say at most, and this is probably pushing it, 60-40 and 60% towards the pass. That is probably on the heavy end, and that might be strategically done for a specific game where passing is more effective. Overall, I believe they will be a 50-50 balance team to run 10 to 15 plays per drive.
I went to NFL team average time of possession, excluding overtime. And last year, the Miami Dolphins were ranked 16th at 30 minutes a game.
Middle of the pack.
Literally middle of the pack.
Literally. We need to get up into the top 10 in that area.
Well, just so you know, it was 30.18. And that's 16, right? Green Bay, heck, I'll do what Rashad just said. Number 5 was Buffalo, and they had 31 minutes and 24 seconds.
Where were the Rams located?
Minute and a half.
They just won the Super Bowl. What were the Rams rated?
I'm about to say St. Louis. LA Rams were 20th. They were less than us.
Okay, interesting.
So
that doesn't sound like it plays a big factor.
Honestly, if anything, it's probably going to stay the same. Maybe go up 30 seconds, maybe go down 30 seconds. I don't think it'll be as big as we think. That's so interesting. The last team was Seattle, and they averaged the ball on offense 25 minutes per game. And then the next one was Jacksonville at 27. And the number 1 was Green Bay at 32 minutes per game. That's a 5-minute swing in a game, right? And think about what happens in the course of 5 minutes in an NFL football game. And a lot can happen. And so I think when it comes down to it, the speed that we have, I mean, we're already 16th. I don't know if it actually does make a difference. I don't know if we are going to see a major difference one way or another.
We may not. We may not.
Yeah, we may not.
And, you know, it's interesting that you brought the whole time of possession thing up because I recall a particular game. It was heartbreaking. It was in Miami. We were playing against the Indianapolis Colts with Peyton Manning. I think you're going to know what game I'm talking about because Ted Ginn cost us that game. Mm-hmm. We literally controlled this game. I believe it was in 08. It was Tony Sperano. And we had Chad Henne and Brandon Marshall. Or no, we didn't even have Brandon Marshall yet. We just had Ted Ginn, essentially, at wide receiver. We literally controlled that entire game, and we still managed to lose because we gave Peyton literally just enough time to take the lead, and then we didn't have a receiver that was clutch enough in the end to actually come down with the ball. And so that should prove right there. It's not always, honestly, I don't think time of possession really matters anymore. I think it's more or less about who gets the ball last.
Yep, and Paul Glover on the chat said, we're the 49ers, right? Where were the 49ers? The Dolphins were 16th at 30 minutes and 18 seconds. The San Francisco 49ers were at 17th with 30 minutes and 17 seconds. So 1 second difference. 1 second difference. So good question, Paul, because I don't know if I would have thought to link that up. I want to add Tony into the conversation. What's up, Tony?
Yo, what's up, brother?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing 60-40.
Look, man, you're here. You're in the number 1 Miami Fan Morning Show, and I love you, brother, and I'm glad that you're here, man. Thank you for coming on this morning.
What's this about Chris Greer? I was reading, and I'm paraphrasing. He said that he's basically happy with Michael Dieter as the center. I don't know if he's doing that to try to drive the price down of Treader or something. I don't know, but I'm not comfortable with Dieter.
Tony, I'm glad you brought up Dieter because Greer also mentioned that Dieter, he's received multiple offers for him for picks, not picks. picks.
Let me.
Apparently there's something about Dieter we haven't seen yet. I think
Untapped
he's the best.
potential.
I think he's the best left guard on this team outside of Connor Williams.
Or maybe he's just bullshitting, Greer.
Well, all right, number one, swear jar, Tony. Number two, let me say this. I think you bring up a very valid question, and I understand your hesitancy with Dieter. Let me put that to rest a little bit. Number one, Dieter was probably our best offensive lineman last year, if not the second best. Does anybody disagree with that?
I do not.
Okay. Number two, I would also say our best acquisition in this offseason, I've said it multiple times on my platform, was Matt Applebaum, the offensive line coach from Boston College. So you take him, you give somebody like Dieter, who, by the way, can play center, he can play guard, he's able to play left or right, it doesn't matter. I think wherever it is we plug and play him at, I think he automatically is better with having Armstead and Connor Williams there at his side. That's one or two less things he has to worry about. He doesn't have to worry about, holding down the offensive line anymore. And I'm telling you,
don't even worry about Hunt either.
Yeah, and so I'll say this: and Eichenberg, I think Eichenberg gets better too. So, do I want another offensive lineman to come in and provide depth that could start day one? 100%. And I think that we need it for depth purposes alone, let alone to get better. But if we went into the season with Armstead playing left tackle, Connor Williams at left guard, Dieter at center, Robert Hunt at right guard, and Eichenberg at right tackle, or vice versa, or
it's going to be Austin Jackson.
Or Jackson.
I think Eichenberg is our new Jesse Davis.
I'm not going to be upset. I'm not agreeing with that. I think Eichenberg's going to have such a big increase. I'm telling you, I don't think any.
I don't think Eichenberg fits the scheme, bro. He's too slow. He's not athletic.
He's not athletic.
He's too stiff, and his arms they're not long enough. So you can't play him at
the anchor inside either.
No, yeah, exactly. He doesn't fit the profile, the athletic profile that Austin Jackson or Robert Jones has at the right. Those are the two guys that they're probably going to put at or let fight it out at the right tackle spot for sure. Eichenberg, I could see them maybe getting a pick for him or getting coming off of him, but he's definitely not a right tackle. Maybe you can make him a swing right tackle, but I think his anchor needs to get stronger, and he would need to be a guard. He just don't fit that tackle profile, bro. He's too slow. For the zone blocking scheme we're gonna do, he just don't fit the scheme. I just don't see where his place is.
Go ahead, Tony.
How many offensive linemen that are picked early from the University of Notre Dame fail? Not too many. Okay, he played on a crap offensive line last year. I haven't given up on Eichenberg at all. He and Jackson are going to be competing. It's going to be the best training camp battle for the starting right tackle job. I don't know who's going to win it. I would probably think Eichenberg, but Jackson may.
I got some.
Let me go on that real quick. Give me 1 second. Sorry, just because I want to make sure that I bring my point across. When it comes to Liam, one thing, and this goes with what Steven said, the whole purpose of Mike McDaniel bringing this offensive coaching staff is to coach up the talent we have. He's still in his rookie year. He's still developing. Now that he has the coaching there available for him, I don't think he's a right tackle, in my opinion. To me, he would fit better in a right guard based on his physical attributes and things like that. But at the end of the day, those coaches are literally here to coach him up. Now, I still want a veteran center. But if we go with Dieter and we don't actually get a veteran center, I'm still okay with it because, A, he did great in the last year, and in my opinion, he was definitely at least the second best one that we had. And two, this coaching staff alone is there on purpose to help out this young offensive line. We also need to give them time to develop, and they can't develop if they're not playing.
Hang on. You're saying Eichenberg was the second best offensive lineman we have?
No, Dieter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was Robert Hunt, then Dieter. Look,
Which I could agree. I could agree with that. I could
I
definitely
could say
agree with that.
Dieter was
The thing
number
about
one,
the
I
problem with
know.
Liam
if I'm
Eichenberg,
being honest.
the problem with Liam Eichenberg is we played him at his natural position that he played at his
On a
entire college
bad
career.
offensive line,
And
though, Russell.
hold
On a
on,
bad
hold
O-line.
on. Let me finish, please. I understand that part. But if you look at him as an individual player and you watch his body of work, that dude got roasted so many times in one-on-one situations where the rest of the offensive line had no effect on him whatsoever, and he got Tua either blown up or got a play blown up. I'm sorry. I'm not comfortable with the progression that he made throughout the season. I would have expected
That's a
more,
fair statement.
especially considering what because we traded up for him. That's what people got to remember. He didn't cost us one pick. He
Hang
cost
on,
us
hang on,
2
hang
picks.
on.
No, well, hold on,
I
Esther.
agree with
Esther,
everything
give me
that
1
Russell
second.
said, but
Give me 1 second, Esther, and then I'll let you go. Russell, I want to validate what you said. I think this is hands down. He did not make the jump we all hoped that he should have or could have made last year. But I think that goes into my point of look at the coaching on the O-line.
I'm
And
sure the
it got
coaching played a
better.
factor.
And it 100% did. I'm not mad at your statement. I'm just telling you, let him see how he does this year. If he doesn't significantly get better this year, I 100% agree with you, Russell.
Look
But
at the veteran leadership
I
on the
agree
do you
with
want to
offensive
place the
Esther. I
bet
don't
now?
think he's got
Because
the
I don't see it
athletic
happening.
profile for it.
And that's
I
exactly
think
where
he's
I'm
the
coming
odd
from,
man
Russell.
out.
That I just,
He's the odd man out. He's
I,
the swing. He's Jesse
yeah,
Davis. He's our swing.
he
driver.
sure is.
And if we got it,
Well,
and
Yes, he
if
is.
we had
y'all
a
couldn't wait to
legit
replace Jesse
veteran,
Davis, huh?
if we had a legit veteran center, then Dieter would be our swing guard.
Hey, shout out to Vlad, a Buffalo Bills fan,
And
supporting the
backup center.
channel. $5 donation. Guys, don't let a Buffalo Bills fan out donate y'all. Don't let them do it. Don't let them do it. Shout out to Vlad. Go
All
ahead.
right, let me say something real quick. As far as the University of Notre Dame and what they produce, I understand that. But what Russell was talking about, that's basically what I said prior to his take. So unless this guy's gonna go to yoga class and learn and get quicker feet, I don't think he has a place on the roster. Eventually, I think he's gonna be end up like getting traded to another team for a pick, something like that. But I just don't see where he fits the team overall. Now that we're rolling with McDaniel, you know what I mean?
I think he's the odd man out. He doesn't match
and
the
you
profile.
You can take this as anecdotal evidence if you want, but what was the NFL's perception of Tampa Bay's offensive line before Tom Brady and then after? Your quarterback and running back can go a long way to helping out your offensive line.
Yep.
But Slim
And
Shady
Tua
Gaines,
did that.
if I can say something.
I would like to prove a point about that because
hold
Tua
on,
was one
Russell.
of the least sacked
Russell-
quarterbacks in the NFL.
Russell, let Tony go, and then I'll let you go, Russell. Tony, then Russell.
I don't have much to say, but Shady Canes, they went out Tampa Bay as soon as they got Brady, and they added, I think, 3 offensive linemen, including Jedrick Willis in the draft. I know what you're saying.
They added Tristan Wirfs in the draft. That was the only
from
change.
Iowa.
That's right tackle.
I stand corrected, but the point still being they added some offensive linemen.
So
They
do we.
brought in Leonard Fournette. They helped Brady out a lot. I'm not saying that what you're saying is wrong because I agree with you. That a good quarterback or a great quarterback helps out everyone. Okay, the offensive line because he'll make his reads quickly. And Tom Brady's exceptionally smart. Okay, I know he hasn't played that well down in Miami. Okay, but he's very smart. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, my point was exactly what you were saying though. That the Leonard Fournette was definitely better than Rojo, and Tom Brady's ability to get the ball out quickly helped that offensive line because with the exception of Tristan Wirfs, that was the exact same offensive line that Crab Legs was behind.
And I won't take that from you, Slim. But the thing is that Trust me, Tua did everything he could to help that offensive line in terms of pocket presence and footwork
Made him
because
look
that's one
good.
of his best attributes. Because in all reality, Tua probably saved this team 10 to 15 sacks. I kid you not. Either by getting rid of the ball or by moving out of the way or manipulating the pocket and using it to his
Russell,
advantage. or taking
I have never agreed with Russell more than with that statement.
Yeah, but this is where I got to give pushback though, because when you put it when you're putting it into the context of Tom Brady, well then that's just not fair because
no,
Tua
but
ain't
I
on that
don't
level
think
mentally.
he's not.
Because hold on, let me finish. Hold on, so you can understand where I'm coming from. Because pre-snap, Tom Brady calls out his protections and audibles, and that's huge. That's huge because he basically what Tom Brady's taking a mental note of mid-game, in the middle of the game, is he knows all of his offensive line strengths and weaknesses, and he's applying that to what he sees the defense running.
Tua
So
calls out protections.
Tua, not to Tom Brady level, and if he did, our offensive line would look better last year. Look, no, I'm just saying the mental game. That's where I have major concerns for Tua. If he can grasp that, and if he does, then we got a legit quarterback. You know what I mean? Then what are we arguing? What's the fan base arguing about at that point? You know what I mean?
Let me interject here. So number one, I don't want the conversation to go back to Tua because two things. Number one, he's our quarterback.
It's not. We're talking about the offensive line, though.
I got you. I know that. What I want to say is though, to the point of what Slim was talking about Brady, is I agree. I think your quarterback and your running backs can help an offensive line tremendously. And what I will say to that is one thing we got better run blocking at the running back position with Ingold, right? Nobody disagrees with that there, correct? And we also got a lot more speed in Raheem Mostert and Chase Edmonds. And so now that allows you an opportunity that if the running back has to come out of the backfield to catch a quick pass because there's a rush, Tua now is like I am personally thinking two things happen this year. Number one, completions go up. I think our completions go up. And I think our sacks, I even think our sacks go down. And he didn't have a lot of sacks last year.
He had 20.
I think it goes down.
13 games. In 13 games, I believe he was sacked 20
so
times.
that's fine. So I will say at the end of the I think at the end of the day, our sacks go down and our completions go up. Not for anything Tua can or can't do, but because of the way the offensive line is now constructed with Armstead and Connor adding to the mix. B, the addition of how I think Eichenberg's going to get better, as well as Dieter, as well as Austin Jackson and Robert Hunt. And then I will also go into the other way of saying that having Chase Edmonds and Raheem Mostert in the backfield along with Ingold, like, look, I'm going to say this right now. This is I don't want to say top whatever, but it's going to be a scary and fun offense to watch. And I don't think nobody disagrees with that.
To add to that, Steven, the other thing that's really important,
I don't agree that it's going.
The other part that's really important to that is I think our drops will go down, and we led the NFL in drop passes last year.
Mm-hmm.
That is huge because we got to consider that into a lot of what happened with our season. Because for example, it may not have been perfect, but he had his hands on it, and that's all that matters. And I'm going to name two players. Number one, I'm actually going to start with Waddle, as much as I love him. That slant that he dropped, that he was going to take to the house, still haunts me. It gives me Jakeem Grant vibes, and I hate it, even though I know he's got hands. That's the difference. Secondly, Mike Gesicki missing a pass that hits him dead square in his face mask, and it was for a touchdown as well. So there's two touchdowns off the board that were out of Tua's hands that he made possible. There are a lot of situations that happened last season that we've got to factor in, and drops were huge for this team last year, and I think that those go down tremendously.
Guys, Before I go, just a question I want to get your take on. Miami's obviously going to sign, I think we can agree with it on this, a significant player. They're not done. They're going to do something. If you were to get one guy, and you got to be realistic, who would you add if you were Chris Greer? One guy. Be realistic.
I think everybody's going to choose Bobby Wagner.
I would say Bobby.
I'm going
Bobby,
JC Treader.
I would say for me it's Bobby 1, JC Treader 2, Honey Badger 3. And I personally think we can make the numbers work out where we can get 2 of the 3.
Yep.
Did you say realistically?
Yeah, realistically.
Yes.
Realistically,
we can still add about 20 million.
I think
to
we're
our
getting
cap
one of those
by
3.
cutting people.
Well, somebody posted on here earlier that because of the way that the numbers work out for Armstead and how everything's been, and by the way, think about it. We got Tyreek Hill and Teron Armstead for about $10.6 or $10.5 million this season total.
That's insane.
That's insane.
Chris Greer is the master of
insane.
I would go with Treader for the reason that I'm not a fan of our linebacking core as a whole, but I would see that as compromise because our offensive side of the ball needs as much as help as possible to be able to give any of our quarterbacks an opportunity to execute. So the quarterbacks is what I'm worried about, and so I would bring Treader in because the reason why I compromise with that is if you can keep your offense on the field longer, even though I know we got burners, but McDaniel has the counter to counters with this running back and these running backs in this run game. So eventually at some point I would hope that we're going to milk the clock. I know y'all were saying time of possession don't mean nothing, but I think field position and time of possession do mean something.
Time of possession does mean something.
I don't think we said that. I don't think we said the time of possession doesn't mean anything. What we said was I don't think there's going to be a big difference with it.
And I don't think there's as much value in it as what people make it out to be, just to be clear. And just so you know, Esther, I agree with you. I think JC Treader's the guy, and I'm going to explain myself. And it's simply based on the draft. There's more depth and more value at linebacker draft
in the 3rd and 4th round
versus center. And then you're adding a veteran at that position on top of it, which is huge. And he communicates and handles all the communication on the line. So I think that's more important. That's why he's ranked.
So this is what I do.
Hold on 1 second, Esteban. Let me just I want to answer Larry's statement here. Larry said, what we will save this year will pay for the following year. I disagree with that. And a lot of people are bringing that up. Let me tell you why. Because the same thing that we did this year, which is signed a lot of big signing bonuses to make the numbers work that don't go against the cap, or a majority of it doesn't go against the cap, we're going to do the same thing next year. A lot of these players are going to get restructured again, sign big signing bonuses, and the numbers will work. I'm telling you, this year and next year, Chris Greer is going to do his magic. He's already done his magic this year, and he'll do it again next year. This year and next year, we're setting this team up to make a run at the Super Bowl. Yes, I said it.
The next 3 years, we got a 3-year window.
I promise y'all, it's not a big deal, Larry. It's not. It really isn't.
I think he means it.
Well, I just wanted to get my take on the starting offensive line. If we were to get Treader, on the left side it would be Armstead, Collins, and then your center would be Treader, obviously. On the right side, I would put Dieter at right guard, and then Hunt, because Hunt has the best tape to this day at that position. I know a lot of people don't like that,
look
but
at him there. They're going to look at
you
him.
could try you could try that if you don't like what you've been. He's losing weight too. So, and I like his anchor. So if you don't like that, you can move him back to the right guard spot and have Dieter as your swing guard, and then you would have Austin Jackson and Robert Jones fighting that for that right tackle spot, and whoever don't make it, that's your swing tackle. That's what I would do. I would love to see that. And yeah, man, I'm telling you, Eichenberg's just enough. He just don't fit the roster for me. I just don't know.
Hold on, Russell. Hold up 1 second. Go ahead, Rashad. I know you wanted to say something before Esther started talking.
I kind of forgot.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Russell. My bad. I just wanted to give Rashad the opportunity. Sorry.
I just think the value of JC Treader, he almost equals 2 players for us because of the way he opens things up. Because Dieter could then be backup center, swing guard. There's so much more that they would be able to do with this offensive line. It's almost like adding 2 players instead of 1. The value there is tremendous. I would honestly pay him, because it makes the most sense. It also gives Tua somebody he can trust at center. And I'm not saying he doesn't trust Dieter, but with that veteran leadership, he could take Tua under his wing. They're gonna build a rapport. I just feel like it would be a faster transition for this offense. I think it would help complete it more than doing anything else at this point.
Tony, did we answer your question?
Yeah, you answered my question. I just one thing. Time of possession means so much to me because keeping Josh Allen off the field, Mahomes, guys like that's really conducive to winning games. I remember when Miami had an awful quarterback, Jay Fiedler, and they managed to beat Manning and the Colts in a lot of games. It was because they kept him off the field. They could run the ball. And,
You know why? You know why Kansas City got to the AFC Championship game last year? Because they kept Josh Allen off the field. Now, it was because of a coin flip, but nonetheless, it was because they kept him off the field.
Well, there you go.
And
the best way to do that is to have a run game.
Well, and I kind of want to piggyback off that because I think if you look at how Miami's set up right now, their defense is definitely the weaker side of the ball as compared to the offense.
That has not been said I'm not saying I agree or disagree, but nobody has said that. I'm about to say that's the first time somebody has said that out loud.
The way our defense is constructed right now, our defense
Let Slim finish. I just wanted to say nobody said that, Slim. Nobody has said that yet.
Yeah, well, and just looking at the numbers, I mean, Miami's defense was ranked, 18th, 19th, depending on where you look. And my whole philosophy when it comes to football is keep your strength on the field, whether it's your offense or your defense.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if your offense is going to be your strength, keep your offense on the field.
Go ahead, Russ. My bad, buddy.
Oh, no, you're fine, Steven. I'm just saying when it comes to our defense, I don't think you're giving it enough credit. First of all, we have one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. We have what I would consider on the verge of being elite as a second-year free safety in the NFL in Javon Holland. And when I say on the verge of being elite, I mean top 3 in the NFL. I believe that Jalen Phillips is going to have a monster year because we brought Ogball back. Our defense we have one glaring need on defense. One. That's it. We literally need one piece on defense for it to be truly complete, and that's inside linebacker. Thumper, big, communicator, big body, fast, can cover in the pass, it's very versatile, which is why we brought up Bobby Wagner. Now, with that being said, our offense is going to definitely take a step, and I believe we will be top 12 by the end of the season. The biggest question mark on our offense right now is at the right tackle position, and we still don't really truly know what we have in Tua because he hasn't had, real honest opportunity here in Miami because of the lack of support, rather that be from coaching, running the ball, offensive line, no weapons. Just there's so much that was stacked against the kid, and on top of the fact that he came off of a horrific injury, I believe that he's got his velocity back in his throws. I think he's going to look more like Alabama Tua, and that's what's really going to determine our season as a whole. And I'm not trying to put everything on his shoulders because it's really not. It's a team sport. But Tua's got to take that step, and I believe he does. And right now, on paper, we're a 12 to 13 win team, in my opinion, with that defense.
He said on paper.
Paper. And I'm not. I didn't make that statement to try and down Miami's defense, but not being a Miami fan, I just have to look at the numbers.
I didn't think that you thought that. I think you said that because the moves we made on offense made us better. I don't think that you meant that.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, like, clearly your offense is going to be your strength. So
if our offense is better than our defense, look out. We're going to the Super
I think we're
Bowl.
all
Let's go.
everybody on this panel, you will be happy if that is the case, correct?
Oh, absolutely, because that means that we're at least in the playoffs. Because if our offense can perform at the level of our defense or better, this is going to be awesome. Awesome. Like, I got chills just even thinking about that. Goosebumps.
All right, I want to do final thoughts of the day. I have Crypto in the back. He just got on a couple minutes ago. Let me bring Crypto on real quick, and then I'll do final thoughts. What's up, Crypto?
What's up, Stephen E? Good show y'all had last night. It was entertaining.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Was a lot of fun.
You had to go to the sound cards yesterday when Reason and TD was having a little.
I just had to sit back, man. I had to be like, all right, I'm gonna let these guys go. I mean, come on, when it was good. It was good.
It was
content.
good. It was pretty good. And Doug was there laughing under his breath.
It was so good. It was funny. I love all those guys. I think everybody's absolutely. That's what I love doing this, man. And it was good stuff last night. All right. Do you have anything to talk about what we talked about so far? Because we've had a lot to talk about, and I'm sorry you got on late, but I'm going to start with final thoughts of the day here in a second.
Oh no, it's cool. I was going to add a little bit to what Russell said about the expectations of wins.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying on paper as well, that's the baseline. Between 11 and 13 wins is the baseline now. I've been saying all along before the additions, because they had made the first major change, and that was in the coaching staff. So that was my starting point, 11 wins. And now that they added this in the offseason, it's closer to 13 now, more than ever. So I was already in that range already, even before Tyreek Hill and all those additions, just because they made changes in the coaching staff and the philosophy. So I kind of gave them that notch there. So I would agree on paper we are that. It's just a matter of executing. We don't execute, then it will be a colossal failure. It will be no excuses why you should not have made the playoffs and made a run.
Playoffs? I agree, 100%. All right, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. I'm your host, Stephen D. We had Daniel Oyefusi of the Miami Herald on for the first part. For the second segment, we had a really, I believe, one of the best Dolphin chat segments with the fan panel. No arguing, no yelling, no cussing for the most. I mean, really, really good channel. If you guys can, before we do final thoughts of the day, please donate to the channel. Help the channel grow. Right now, the last person to donate was a Buffalo Bills fan. You're not going to let a Buffalo Bills fan be the last person to donate to the channel today, are y'all? And if you can't donate, that's fine too. Just share. Just share the link, share it and like it, and let people know that we're here. We cannot grow I cannot get bigger without y'all's help.
Stephen, that was his way of throwing in the towel. He said he's throwing in the towel on the division.
I ain't mad at it. All right, let's do final thoughts of the day. I'll start up with Slim Shady.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you don't mind, let me go first because I'm just pulling up where I got to deliver. But
go ahead, Shady.
Yeah, I'm kind of with y'all. I'd really like to see where the Dolphins are going to be this year. I think they can. I think they're definitely a playoff team, and I'd like to see an all-Florida Super Bowl. Let's see if we can get Tampa versus Miami in the Super Bowl.
I'm with you on that, brother.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I'm with you on that, Shady.
I would definitely try and make that game.
Hey, it'll be a lot. I'm crashing with you, Shady. Wherever you go, I'm with you, man.
All right, I appreciate y'all having me.
Be easy, Shady. Be good, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go. Crypto. Final thoughts of the day, Crypto.
Good show. Nice for having me. Now it's just a matter of this long 6-month waiting period that we have to painfully endure because we're so anxious because the draft is pretty much over, so we start on day 2 of the draft, so it's it's a long waiting period. So we got to wait to that Friday, the last Friday in April, just to have a little bit of fun. Who we might take off the board first. So it's gonna be interesting. And even if they hold on to that pick, so you just never know what Greer might do in the last final days of the off season. So now it's just a waiting game. Now it's a countdown. So for the regular season, so just can't wait to get it all started because after these additions, you just want to see him in action now.
I agree, man. I 100% agree. Hey, Crypto, man, thanks for coming on. Come on earlier, man. I always enjoy when you're on the panel, dude.
Yeah, I know. I was just getting up.
All right, man. Love you, brother.
Yep.
I appreciate you coming on this morning. Be good.
No problem.
All right, man. Let's go to Miss Fins. Final thought of the day, Miss Fins. Take yourself off mute. You're on mute.
Hey, gentlemen. Thank you so much for having me, Stephen. Thank you for having me. My final thought. Well, I want to go ahead and reiterate. I really, really, really enjoyed the panel last night with yourself, TD, Reason, DDW, and Big E. It was great, very educational. I got a lot of notes. I'm very happy about that. I definitely want to be in your next two. Yes, I said your next two. I don't want to be just in
You Miss Fins, you will be in the next two. You'll be in the all ladies one and the new YouTubers one. Yes.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you. But seriously, it was really great educational, and that's what I liked. And I liked the open panel. Obviously, the rumble in the jungle in the middle, that was kind of funny. But
it was.
Overall, it was great. And today, I agree. Today was a very, very well-spoken educational day panel too, with everybody that came through. No real arguments. We just disagreed in a very civil way, and I like that too. I think we are so accustomed to yelling in the morning, but this is really good too. Thank you so much, guys. At the end of the day, look, we're all Dolphins fans. Doesn't matter if you were here for a minute or 45 years. You know, at the end of the day, hey, go Dolphins.
Go Dolphins. Be good. I appreciate it, Miss Fins. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. Donate. Everybody tell hey, Esther, Russell, Rashad, tell everybody to donate to the channel and hit the like button. Tell them right now.
You already know. Donate and like. Hit that like button. Donate to the channel.
Donate, and Steven will take his shirt off. That's all I gotta say.
He's gonna have to donate a lot for that to happen. Okay.
Bro, do you want to go to the Super Bowl or not?
Rashad, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you, Rashad.
Trying to start an OnlyFans.
The OnlyFans. Rashad's not saying nothing. Go. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next, man. Hopefully I don't got too much background noise. Somebody's backing up. Listen, man. Oh man, there's too much peace on this panel, man. I cannot stand your takes, Russell. You're such a tune-ear. Look, bro, no, for real though. I don't care who does it. I'm not gonna get too high on the season right now. We got a long way to go. We got a lot of, young coaches, even though guys that we respect that have played on this team are coming over here. Those philosophies that they have in their mind, they have to actually get that to come out of these players, and that needs to apply to the field. I mean, with our offense, it's still going to be a question mark for me because I want one of these quarterbacks. I don't care which quarterback steps up, but I want one of them to step up. I don't care if it's Tua, I don't care if it's Teddy, or they bring in another guy. So that's my thing. The last thing I wanted to mention was Chris Rock was actually he was blocking that slat with his face. If you noticed when it happened, he rolled with a slat. I think he could have took maybe about 2-3 more of those slaps and rolled with them and maybe done something back, but maybe it was national television. Anyways, Will Smith's a gangster. All right, bye.
Get out of here. Oh man, he's so crazy. Rashad, you there, Rashad? Rashad. No, Rashad's not there. And then there was Russell. Russell, final thoughts of the day, man.
First and foremost, thanks for having me. It's been a while since I've been on here. I had a lot to say. And I'm really excited for this season, man. I have not been this excited for a Dolphin season since Marino days. I mean, because I look at things in context, or at least I try to, and I see what they're doing, and I see what they're building, and I see that they're going all in, and it's got me excited, man. I can't wait to see Waddle and Tyreek on the field together, and Tua throwing darts all day, and us actually having a running game, and it's going to be awesome. And I didn't catch the episode last night. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. But shout out to Miami Sports Music, TD Fins Talk, Finside the NFL Reason, DDW, all you guys. I mean, Fin family, man, Fin family. Speaking of which, I've been considering this for a while. I know we're kind of saturated because we're the best fans out there, but I've been considering starting my own channel.
Do it, Russell.
And I want to do the Finn Families podcast and set it up and have everybody come on and do everything you guys do and join in on all of this. And it's something I've been thinking about. Just don't know how much support I'd get, but something I've definitely been looking into. I've had some extra time.
Remember,
on my
it's a
hands.
marathon. It's not a race. But
Yeah,
we would all support you, and trust me, you'd get. Just do it, man. Just start making content, and don't worry about nothing else except making good content, and that'll be your goal. But yeah, man, you should do it.
All right. Well, you know what? That might just be the nail in the coffin. I think I might over the next couple of days get stuff in the works and get everything set up, and maybe be joining you guys on here with my own channel.
There you go, Russell. I'm not mad at you, man. Hey, man, thank you for coming on this morning, brother. Love you, man.
Thanks
be good.
For having me. Thanks for having me.
No problem. You said say fins up. All right, he left. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami Fan Morning Show. Clock Blockers, I really enjoyed hanging out with y'all today. This was a lot of fun. I'm going to remind y'all. Do y'all want to win that? Do y'all want to win that autographed Javon Holland jersey? Donate increments of $10. As a matter of fact, I'll make a deal with y'all right now. Anybody who donates $50 right now, no matter what platform it is, I will give you 10 entries automatically into winning that Javon Holland jersey. Donate $50 right now to the channel, and I will give you 10 entries automatically into the Javon Holland raffle that we'll do on Friday. Let's raise some money for the channel. Donate $50 right now. I'll give you 10 entries. I don't care if it's on YouTube, if you do it through the YouTube Super Chat, or if you do it through PayPal or Cash App. Just trying to raise some money for the channel. Let's go. Let's go. Would definitely love that. And by the way, this is courtesy of ZSM Sports, who's got a lot of cool stuff. So make sure you go follow ZSM Sports on Instagram. Make sure you go follow Zachary on Instagram. Absolutely amazing guy. Make sure you go do that Javon Holland autographed jersey. I know y'all want a Javon Holland autographed jersey. Okay? Let's go. $50 right now gets you 10 entries into it, even if you donate on YouTube. Let's go. $50 donations. Goes to a great cause, and you get a chance to win a really cool thing for your man cave or your Dolphins collection. Let's go. Look, we got a lot going on. Tomorrow's going to be Wildin' Out Wednesday, Mortal Kombat Wednesday. That'll be a lot of fun. Thursday will be fun. Friday is Spread Kindness Friday. We still got a great week of shows lined up for you. Going to have Cameron 954 on tomorrow, or not tomorrow, maybe tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow or Friday. Cameron will come on. But tomorrow also, we're going to have back-to-back a baseball segment with Xavier. My man Xavier, I'm not sure where he'll be joining me from. I'm sure somewhere in the Tampa area. But Xavier will be on. We're going to talk some baseball tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. So make sure you guys check that out too. Shout out to Xavier tomorrow morning, back-to-back, a baseball segment, the best baseball segment on YouTube. So all my baseball fans, make sure you're here for that at 9:30 a.m. We'll still talk Miami Dolphins football later on, so that'll be a lot of fun. We got a lot going on. Let's go. Nobody wanted to donate? Nobody. All right, I'll tell you what. You donate the $10 donation, I'll give you one entry. Come on, donate to the channel. Help the channel grow. Let's go. Also, want to remind you guys, too, if you missed last night's show was amazing. Please go back and take a look at it, reshare it, and make sure you follow me on social media at Stephen D. SKPL that you see right there in the thing, at Stephen D. SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. Let's go. Let's go. I really enjoyed hanging out with y'all today. If y'all want to donate through any stretch that isn't the YouTube, PayPal, or Cash App, here is the link in the chat. You guys can do it up here. And donate through here. And there you go. JD Diesel said, I donated last night. I appreciate it, JD. Thank you for your donation last night, man. Seriously. Means a lot. Means a lot. If you guys donate through PayPal or Cash App, there's the links below. Would love to have new people join the family, become part of the family. Here we go. Let's do that. And what else? What else we got? What else we got? Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Here's the Twitter links for Miami Sports Music and myself to follow me on Twitter as well. So there's all those links. Donate to the channel. Follow me on Twitter. Join up, sign up, become a member today. Let's go. Come on, baby. All right, this has been a lot of fun. You know what? I'm going to do something I haven't done in a while. I'm going to play a song at the end of it, and hopefully y'all will donate while the song is going on. Just trying to raise a little money for the channel. Let's see here. And let me do that. Let me bring on share, video file, downloads. All right. This is for y'all. Donate to the channel. Help the channel grow. Let's go.
Do you remember when we fell in love? I remember, don't worry. Do you remember? I remember how it all began. How could I ever forget? It's the first time. Do you remember? I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it coming in the air now. I can feel it in hands. I can feel it anytime. I can feel it coming in the air now. Oh, we fell in love. You remember time. How could I ever forget? You remember time. Oh, we fell in love. You remember time. How could I ever forget?
Donations right now. Donate, y'all. Donate to the channel.
The first time we our best time, it turned into nighttime. I'm sitting on a fine line, shining like the skyline. Wish I could rewind time and replay it in my mind. Replay it in my mind. Oh, they'll never know this love and how it feels. forget. You remember the time, no more we fell in love. You remember the time, how could I ever forget?
All right, Miami Sports Music number one, Miami Fan Morning Show. Clap Knocker. I will see y'all tomorrow. Thank you to people who did donate. Hit the like button, share everything this morning. Had fun with y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network, number one morning show, Clock Blocker. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.